All right, y'all, give me 1 second. We starting this Player Talk Radio. Shout outs to everybody in the building. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda. Shout outs to Cynical. What's going on, Untitled? Shout outs to you, player. Elijah, it's gonna be all right, bro. Look, Player Talk Radio, we in the building. Give me 1 second. I'm setting everything up. Let's go. It's Player Talk. Let's get into this. Let's go.
Go, double back on the hop, we spanking their ass. You know we don't give a fuck. You know we ain't letting up. Real mother, we're back on the hop, you know we ain't letting up. Hey, you know how I'm coming. I'm still coming like this, I'm still going. You know all those shit that goes down, shit, bitch. Go. How many buttons can fit at the end of the gun? Boy, just one. How many bitches can fit in the G-Wagon truck? It's a lot of these sluts. Double back on the house, boy, spanking their ass. You know they ain't getting up. They don't like text when I'm making their ass. You know I don't give a fuck. I feel like you with a shiesty on, Drake on a Tonka truck. Tie kid busy bone, girl I'm bad to the bone. You know I just wanna fuck, I don't condone it. Icy cones, I just do a little cotton and moan. Put a little hoe on the floor, she blow. I fuck a little bit on the cotton and go. Double back on the house, boy, spanking their ass. You know they ain't getting up. They don't like text when I'm making their ass. You know I don't give a fuck. Spit on that block and we spray at their ass. You know we ain't letting up. This bitch keep handing me alcohol. I think she trying to get me drunk. I think she trying to give me a gut. I tell the bitch to let me in a good. Double back and we hop out Spain. Boom, bow, bitch. Double back till I give me some rain. Hey, who now, bitch? Hey, and that bitch trying to get in my face, but she fuck with the house, so I tell her cool out, bitch. How many buttons can fit at the end of the gun? Boy, just one. How many bitches can fit in the G-Wagon truck? It's a lot of these sluts. Double back on the house, boy, spanking their ass. You know they ain't getting up. They don't like text when I'm making their ass. You know I don't give a fuck. I feel like you with a shiesty on, Drake on a Tonka truck. Tie kid busy bone, girl I'm bad to the bone. You know I just wanna fuck, I don't condone it. Icy cones, I just do a little cotton and moan. Put a little hoe on the floor, she blow. I fuck a little bit on the cotton and go.
Yo. Two guns up, everybody get down. If you heard that phrase, then you really know 40. Back then was the same old story, something on my hip like a walkie-talkie. But there's no communication when I'm in a nation, P-land, damn corky. Got a show in the crowd, there's 1,000. Told the promoters I'll be there shortly. Sweet one, trying to get my attention. Tell her it's cool as I'm about just pouting. Deep down there's a stretch, no doubt. I'm trying to smash bros like Captain Falcon. But the game is the game, I guess. Can't say that I stress for the feeble specimen. Cause I was in a tea house scheming. Runners, they had more dark than melanin. It's imperative, enemies keep them close like relatives. I was down in the dumps and negative. Came right back, Hector Bellerin. Now I'm coming out taking a sedative. No competition but still competitive. Plus, the Jezebel's predative. Want it raw like a pic unedited. Not credited, even though I made vast improvements. Hopping the coupe, push start, I'm cruising. When they look at their past, they're fuming. I'm one step ahead like Arsene Lupin. Can't be a part of this movement. Barbies think we're the hardest humans. Still target my target booting, regardless of any other armies trooping.
Well, if you come to visit me in Toronto, I mean, you could always go see the St. Martin's Market. What are you up to tonight? Because it's late in London now. And yeah, we could definitely like FaceTime or call or whatever you want to do.
Two guns up, everybody get down. If you heard that phrase, then you really know 40. Back then was the same old story, something on my hip like a walkie-talkie. But there's no communication when I'm in a nation, P-land, damn corky. Got a show in the crowd, there's 1,000. Told the promoters I'll be there shortly. Sweet one, trying to get my attention. Tell her it's cool as I'm about just pouting. Deep down there's a stretch, no doubt. I'm trying to smash bros like Captain Falcon. But the game is the game, I guess. Can't say that I stress for the feeble specimen. Cause I was in a tea house scheming. Runners, they had more dark than melanin.
Got me feeling like I flipped 100 somersaults. Hit the call for blow the best. I got high standards. You clench it to your chest, Fred G. Sanford. I tell it you ain't shit. I'm a Mac a player. See the skin's only steppers. That's an alligator. She want me like an elevator. Should've been pimped. Super. Think the Clark Kent sister. Yeah, I stay trapping like a vice lord. Stay strapped like a patient in a psych ward. I held up to his head, boy, I'm not going. Butter so soft, you can pour it over popcorn.
I'm riding on chrome, ain't nothing better. You know what I'm on. They pushing that leather, flicking through the city with they on my lap. No seatbelt, but it's still strapped. Yeah, I'm on that pushing that leather. You know what it is when I put them both together. I'm all about this pimpin', baby, get up in my ride. It's going down tonight. Yeah.
Riding in my old school with my new sitting on sixes. I'm throwing deuces. Now the garbage bag, Kush vaporized. Got the type of paper make a couple testify. So trillin', I put that on this 45. 40 dealing, trying to buy a puffy house. I'm into things, culinary arts. In the Porsche, you can smell the poultry when I park. Used to wear a vest, now I just don't give a 30 at the bar, really I don't give a 20 in the strip club, I'ma live it up. Turn around, put the pimpin' down, she gotta give it up.
I'm riding on chrome, ain't nothing better. You know what I'm on. They pushing that leather, flicking through the city with they on my lap. No seatbelt, but it's still strapped. Yeah, I'm on that leather. You know what it is when I put them both together. I'm all about this pimpin', baby, get up in my ride. It's going down tonight.
Combination is spinnable, shit is expendable. The leather in my lap is similar to a living room. So sit back and relax as we climax to the pinnacle. As long as you relax, the conversation is minimal. They say that pimpin' there will cause I'm living proof. Minus the alligators, activators, and linen suit. Yeah, baby, cause you know what I'm on. Cause we living for the moment, day you here, next day you gone. So it's gon' last forever. forever, well at least the switch is gone. But she got more than enough, so just roll up and repeat the song. Baby, you know that I'm fly, in my SY chromosome. You can see by the way I'm riding, you can smell it from my cologne.
I'm riding on chrome, ain't nothing better. You know what I'm on. They cushion and leather, flicking through the city with they on my lap. No seatbelt, but it's still strapped. Yeah, I'm on that cushion and leather. You know what it is when I put them both together. I'm all about this flipping, baby. Get up in my ride. It's going down tonight. Yeah.
All right, shout outs to everybody in the building. Give me 1 second. All right, shout outs to everybody in the building. It's Player Talk Radio. I am your gracious host, DJ Kuda, right back at the helm of today's show. Shout outs to Untitled in the building. Thank you for throwing some clips in. I was gonna cover this topic. I didn't know it happened already. So that's good. You know, we were talking about it on the last 2 shows, but especially on the last show, we were talking about how Angry Man, you know, we're talking about Angry Man having Myron on his show. You know, Myron from Fresh and Fit. And hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, we were talking about Myron being on Angry Man's show, and I'm not sure if he took it down, but he invited him to a show that he was gonna have over I think on Rumble. So it ended up being on Rumble. I thought it was gonna be on YouTube. Probably was, and then they ended up switching over to Rumble. But he basically Angry Man, Donovan Sharp, Rolo Tomasi, I think he had what's his name? Aaron Clary. He had a lot of heavy hitters over there, you know. So they were talking about the Manosphere and basically how the Manosphere died, and they equated back to nigga shit. But we're gonna get into it. It's Player Talk Radio. What's going on, D? I'm not sure if that's Stormzy. I forgot. My bro out here put me onto him. You know, the name of the song is called Falcon Flow. You know what I'm saying? But shout outs to Cynical One, Untitled, Elijah, what's going on, player? You know, shout outs to my brother Unfriendly Stoic. I gotta reach out to Stoic. I got some stuff. Stoic, I got some stuff to send you, bro. Shout outs to Brownie Ellie. And I gotta ask you about some other stuff. It's a long story. Shout outs to Evron in the building. What's going on, player? Evron said Valentine's Day was a wash. Bought myself a zip of flowers and argued via text with my new Joan. Well, texted a newer one from Hinge. Hold steady on the rotation, fellas. Hey, man, I was talking about that on the last show, man. And you know what today is, y'all? Today the best day. The fuck all that candy shit. It's 50% off chocolate today. You dig? If you can't get your girl some more chocolate, or y'all can't go binging at Walmart or whatever, y'all gotta start today early. Why you think I'm up early? For y'all, you know? You know what I'm saying? Y'all show some love. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. You know I'm gonna give it to you. You know I'm good for it. And then take your ass to Target or Walmart and go get that 50% off chocolate. Negotiate with them. Like, I don't know. Chocolate seems a little bit old. Y'all niggas is paying full price for some ashy ass chocolate. Chocolate be ashy than a motherfucker. You ever see some? And sometimes I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes the best chocolate ashy as hell. You know. So yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go get you that. Go get you that half off chocolate. Thank me later. Diabetes monster on the way. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday I had a whole. I'm just getting over a stomach ache. You know, this morning. You know what I'm saying? My stomach was on fleek. You know, nigga done had a pound of chocolate yesterday and some other shit. You know? But it is what it is. Shout outs to D in the building. Shout outs to Brownie Ellie in the building. So yeah, man, a lot of people are thinking that a lot of people are thinking that the Manosphere is gonna come back. Daisy said dark chocolate is the healthiest for you. It actually is. A lot of people don't know, Daisy, that chocolate stimulates the same part of your brain that cocaine does, but in a different, in a different, in a different way, but dark chocolate is actually the best for you. What's going on, Knight and Bishop? You said this show really tripped me out. Okay, should we watch the whole thing, or I already got a timestamp that we should talk about? Yeah, dark chocolate stimulates the same part of your brain as coke, but in a different way. I know, it's crazy. All right, let's see. You said, but AM said close to nothing, literally nothing. Oh, he was quiet on the panel. What's going on? What's going on, Wolf? Shout outs to you, player. Oh shit. I'm late. Hold on. Shout outs to Wolf in the building, bro. I was just about to mention you, man. You said you need to pull up Obsidian's last video on Rumble and watch the intro real quick. It's 30 minutes ago. Okay. Shout outs to Black Wolf. Hold on, man. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you, bro. Yeah, I was supposed to reach out to you last night. Okay, I got you. Shout outs to Wolf dropping the huge huge $11 on the Cash App. Thank you so much, bro. All right, I got you as soon as I get off air. Hold on.
More.
Let's go.
Wendy?
Thanks, Chuck. We're standing here in front of the Olympic Liquor Store in Queens, where scores of African Americans have been lined up for hours. We spoke to a few of them earlier. Ladies, may we get a word?
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
Oh man, I got a lot of and Untitled, send the message, man. I got a lot of bum ass dudes in the Discord hating, man. Why are these niggas hating and they watching the show? Like, dude, nigga, pick a struggle, hate or watch the show. I sit up here and watch niggas all day. I don't want to watch Kuda. I'm inspired by Jay Rello. Shut your goofy ass up. Niggas never did shit with their lives, man. Shut up. Talking about coming to Thailand. Don't come to Thailand. You get your ass whipped if you come to Thailand. They will do it. I don't even want to touch one of them weak ass dudes, man. Give y'all goofy ass niggas something to talk about. My bad, y'all. Niggas do nothing but watch YouTube and talk in Discord all day. Nigga, and your Discord career. Shut up. All right, so anyway, we in the building, man. It's Player Talk Radio, man. That's another reason why the damn Manosphere is where it's at today. It's a lot of weak ass dudes in the fucking space, you know? We gonna talk about it, man. You know? And the Manosphere been around. It predates Angry Man. It predates Tommy and and a lot of the dudes that, push the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get into it. Shout outs to Black Wolf Inc., bro. Please let me know about this show. I don't know if Wolf saw this show. He said so. Also to do Obsidian's. Hold on, let me make sure I put this here real quick. Do Obsidian's show, okay. He said I only saw about 20% of it, but it should be worth reviewing. Okay. You said it's really good for your blood pressure too. Yeah, I heard it's like it regulates. If you want to look up something cool too, Daisy, look up black seed oil. You know? You said which one is it? The one where he addresses the manosphere is dead? Obsidian speaks on the revival of the manosphere, says it won and never lost. Yeah, he been saying that because of Ace Metaphor. You know, now Ace Metaphor is like you know, all of these people are doubling back in even the simps, they're doubling back and capitalizing off of manosphere content. You know what I'm saying? They're doubling back and capitalizing off of manosphere content. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, the manosphere never died. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem too. Y'all been accepting all kinds of dudes that ain't got nothing to do with the space. They don't push the culture forward, and nobody cares if they simping and they're bringing women to the space. Like, you know, that's another reason what messed up the space, bringing certain type of women around and stuff like that. Niggas just stop, you know, stop studying and stop, you know, working on themselves and stuff like that, because the place is not just a think tank or a think piece. It's a place where you absorb information and also work on yourself. But the thing is that you could just absorb information and not do anything else about it, because guess what? Now it's too overly saturated. Instead of going outside or taking at least 10-20 minutes to work on yourself per day, you're going to the next video, and you're just binge watching stuff, and then you got paralysis by analysis, because you know what I'm saying, you're just taking in too much information and not and then honestly, you watch one person and then forget what the hell they was talking about, that the person before you watched said, and not do any of it, you know. So it's horrible. And then the guys that are supposed to be getting saved in these spaces, they're getting made fun of by guys that don't even have a firm grasp or understanding of these spaces, you know? So it's goofy, you know? Niggas used to run around here, oh my God, I don't like these game guys anymore because they're criticizing us for not having game. And then a couple months to a year later, that same nigga is turning around talking about some man fresh and fit doesn't have game. They're paying for prostitutes, and these are the same dudes that's running around here killing off the younger class of Gen Zs that's around here, telling them to go pay for prostitutes. The goofiest shit ever. The goofiest shit ever. Throwing people under the bus, and you ain't even a content creator. You're just a bum in Discord. Typing all day. Why don't you take that energy and most of them niggas don't even have the balls to become a content creator. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. You said Myron called out Kevin Samuels for not pulling up with him the rest of the Black Manosphere when he popped up, because he got to get his foot in the door first. You know, I understand why Kevin didn't really like jump. You know, he got to get his foot in the door first. And honestly, you can tell the Manosphere and goofy dudes start hating on dudes right before they blow up. That's a clear telltale sign that you're on the right track. You know? You said one time with Obsidian, I said Kevin Samuels should keep the red pill at arm's length distance and take the banner as far as he could. But Kevin Samuels probably planned to do this anyways. Probably, yeah. I mean, the Manosphere is in the back pocket, so whatever he got going on, if that failed, yeah, the Manosphere will pop off. He can introduce the Manosphere. All right, we'll go over that, Evron. Thank you, bro. Y'all make sure y'all show some love to the show, man. Valentine's Day, y'all hit the Cash App. Support the show. If you got a request, definitely Throw it out there. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. Yeah, the Manosphere been dead for 2 years. Yeah, I can see that. And is making a strong comeback, though. Fresh and Fit were mentioned on the Breakfast Club recently because they were calling them clowns, and then next minute, Charlemagne and all of them try to sound like them, which is basically trying to sound like us, you know? Well, I don't even think Kevin Samuels wanted to associate with Donovan Sharp at the time because, you know, the whole white manosphere, you know, the global manosphere, you know? And see, shout outs to Stoic. This is a goofy. It's not goofy because it's you, but you got dudes that will literally sit around here and they want to know the answer to this question. I think Floyd pulls more women than. Let me tell y'all something, and I hate to say it like this, right? But it's sad when you got to get on the internet and you got to find somewhat borderline spectrum dudes to pull women. And I hate to say it, I ain't gonna drag him into this, but I kind of am. Ty City said Floyd only got three different responses. Ty City said Floyd got like three different emotions. Oh, I just didn't want to go to hell alone, y'all. He said Floyd only got 3 different emotions and no more than 3. So all that overthinking that a lot of y'all guys do and mess up with the shorty, he don't even feel that. I said, oh my God, I'm going in gasoline draws, man. Oh, Lord. Donovan did used to say ridiculous stuff, you know? Yeah, that shit funny. You said white manosphere, aka Trumpers, had 24K live in the box. They're really the winners in 2025. Well, they're the global manosphere, you know? They're the global manosphere, so, you know? He said Floyd isn't a pussy to cold approach like most of you clowns. That's true. You know? Yeah, Floyd know the game. He don't give a fuck, you know? And then he's like a different type of black guy, like, if you get my drift. You know what I'm saying? When they meet him, you know, when they see him, he's like a different type of black guy. You know? And then y'all don't understand, like in Asia and like in these South American countries and stuff like that, they're running into more Africans, you know, they're not really running into, you know, black Americans like that, you know. All right, let's take it from 120 and up, and then if anything, we'll double back. All right, let's go. Y'all hit the like button, support the show, Player Talk Radio. It's cool, let's get it. Oh no.
Why is this happening, right? And the reality is this too. We're not losing. Okay? Robert Greene said something and it's really important, and they think we should all wear this with a badge of honor. He says being attacked.
Can y'all hear it? Like why is not that wrong tab. Hold on, y'all.
Means you're important enough to be a target.
Goddamn right.
Okay? Yep. And here's the thing. I'm recently looking at this whole USAID situation with the United States government.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, everything is fake and gay, and it's been funded by the United States government, okay? Anti-male rhetoric, funded by the United States government. The feminist movement, funded by the United States government. Gamergate, funded by the United States government.
Oh, wow.
You know, Yolo started this off in a fucking room in his house, just writing on his laptop, and then buying a mic and a camera and helping revolutionize modern America with us, you know, doing, you know, Rule Zero and whatnot moving forward from that point onwards. So I'm really not too worried about anything, because winners hate losers and losers hate winners. We're never going to change everybody. I love losers because, you know, the number one thing that gives a winner value, it's a fucking loser. So it's hard to be like us. That's why everybody's not a millionaire. It's hard to be jacked and shredded. That's why everybody's fat. It's hard to be getting a girl because, you know, the majority of these guys choose the easier route. Looking at this commentary channels that Myron was mentioning, looking at pornography, losing themselves in cheap dopamine. It is what it is, right? I choose to be optimistic for the future because it's my future. And that's the message I want to, I don't want to paint a dystopian future for the guy at home, because these people look up to us. And if I was, you guys have to remember, I came from abject poverty. Nobody on this channel was more than me. And I have generated $10 million for myself and my brand as a one-man army. Okay, so if I were to seek to be pessimistic and negative, I feel like I would just break the spirits of the people who watch us. But it's no longer about me anymore. It's about we. And I've been saying this for a long time. And I'm Donovan, I'm glad you brought this to attention, because we need to work together. Because you know what, the problem with men is the male ego is undefeated. And that's why they have all this infighting and all this nonsense. But I am happy to say that we are being targeted because we are making an impact. And guess what? Once you red pill somebody.
This is the thing, too. It's crazy that we need the quote unquote global manosphere or the white. That's probably why Angry Man was silent the whole time. It's crazy how we might need the global manosphere or the white manosphere, specifically if that's, you know, what they want to call it in their case at this point, to save the black manosphere. It's like Tarzan. You know what Tarzan? You know, I know a lot of y'all are slow because you know Disney imagery goes over a lot of niggas' heads and shit. You know. But y'all support the show. About to drop some game on y'all. You know the story of Tarzan was supposed to be a wild white man that goes into a fucking pack of niggas, the gorillas, and civilize them. White man got to go into a pack of niggas and civilize them. Always dropping gems, man. The white man got to go into a pack of niggas, into a group of niggas, and just civilize them. All right, let's go. What's going on, Tampa?
There's no going back. They do not red pill. So
what's going on, UFO?
This is what gives my life meaning. I like to fight. I like to wake up. I'm known for one thing and one thing only: the Masculine Empowerment Network, and working literally every single day since I started live streaming. Literally every single day, I have helped and coached some guy with this problem. You know, so like people say, like, oh, you know, so and so is entering the space.
And I always said that if somebody was going to bring back the manosphere and start making people run back over here, it was going to be in this order. It was going to be Angry Man, O'Shea. No, it was going to be Angry Man, Obsidian, and then O'Shea. O'Shea going to hobble his goofy ass back to the space. You know, because they all left. Angry Man, O'Shea, and Obsidian all left when it was convenient for them. All right?
This person's entries, they're taking away from us here. They're taking away from us here. We need as many soldiers and
it's funny that they're using the white manosphere, because the people that plagiarized, honestly, directly, even if they're manosphere or not, and copied off the black manosphere as much as possible, was a lot of these same white content creators. We're going to talk about it. Y'all hit the like button, support the show, hit the PayPal. We're going to go. I got y'all. Yeah, I'm going to play the clips that you dropped. I got you, bro.
Feet on the ground is possible. We are massively outnumbered, and we're still making a gigantic impact. We're all, I would say collectively, all of us are shadow banned. I think a lot of people on this channel are demonetized, right? They have been smearing us. They have been trying to do smear campaigns against us. But the winners of history, they were never on like the side of the masses. It was always the small fighting against the many, and it always will be the few and the many. So my message to the men at home is, what are you going to do with your life?
Right, Wolf.
Are you going to sit there? Are you going to roll over? Are you going to just quietly die into the night? Or will you stand up and will your legacy be, you are a man who fought? You know, I know what I want. I know what I've decided to do. Like Rolo was saying, like there's going to be no pivot. There's not going to be like MLD gaming or MLD soap. You know, it's not going to be something like that. I know what
MLD crypto. No fishing MLD crochet.
Where I'm going. I'm gonna go to Sartain, then I'm gonna go Angry Man, and then Rolo, and then I know we're running short on time because you guys have got girls showing up, and then we'll get everybody's final thoughts. So Sartain, you've been red pilled for longer than you've been online. In your opinion, what can we as a group, as a collective, what can we do to sort of reclaim not the glory of Rome, so to speak, but how can we get back to those golden years of 14 and 15 where it was blogging and YouTube videos? How can we get back to that point to where we're respected by more men, to be quite honest?
Personally, I think the algorithm is fucking astrology at this point. I'm worried about each one of us specifically doing the best we can. Like what Myron says, the receipts. I have 3,300 clients that I can look back to that I've helped. Chris GQ Perry could probably not find one single person. Will Hitchens, nobody's saying Will Hitchens changed my life and made me better with women. Not a single person is going to look back at Justin Baldani's Man Enough podcast and say, oh my God, I did this and it just got me so much vagina. No one, zero. So it's 3,000 to 0, and I'm just one creator. And so the thing is, I think the best thing we can do is just say, we're brotherhood, and here's how the brotherhood works. Here's how it works. As long as you're interested in male self-improvement, then you're part of our brotherhood. That's it. Yeah. When you start criticizing, like again, there's things that like Lucario and some of the Mode 1 guys, I don't agree with stuff they say, but you're not going to see me make personal attacks against them. Lucario is my friend. I'm not going to do that just because I might disagree with some of those ideas. What these other guys need to do is they need to make it personal and then try to make fun of you. So let's go over a couple things that Myron said, because I'm very much about evidence. I'm very much about show me. If you guys want to take a second, look at the video that Rolo and I did specifically over the Department of Homeland Security, spending $61 million to try to divert people from what they thought to be toxic masculine or masculine or terroristic organizations. I forgot exactly what the term was, but 700,000 specifically was given to a program called Divert Hate. In the diverting hate thing, and this is in their literature, they were running ads and trying to tell YouTube to divert traffic from our content to content like the Man Enough podcast. Again, this is not conjecture. I'm not some like crazy. This is not Alex Jones saying crazy shit. This is an absolute, indefatigable fact, and we show you the documents in the video that we gave. Your government was telling you that your government was telling you that traditional masculinity was harmful. That is not my opinion. Your government was taking our content and it was pushing it towards Justin Baldoni, the male feminist who ended up sexually harassing some girl, allegedly, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is that when you see this content, this is not some conspiracy we're coming up with. This is a fact. We talk about it in general. Hey, YouTube doesn't like us. We're demonetized. I was demonetized for no reason. I'll tell you, and I just got remonetized. Let me tell you something right now.
Okay, welcome
Here's
to
the
my
biggest
world.
difference. And I've even talked to content creators who are politically liberal. When Donald Trump came out and said, from this point forward, social media apps we're going to propose legislation where they have to tell you when you're suspended and why you're suspended and allow you an appeal. They cannot take your account away without due process. If that is true, and I'm going to take him at his word, that is the greatest thing in the world for us. 100%. Because like I said before, the truth cannot be misogynistic. The truth cannot be bigoted. The truth cannot be racist. The truth is only the truth. If I show data that shows that women have lower marital satisfaction, the more sexual partners they have.
Now, I really don't listen to this guy because he be spewing a lot of bullshit. And recently, he just became red pilled. He was on some feminist shit. Recently, this guy became red pill. I don't got no problems with him, but it's like, bro, he not even red pill. Like if you recently just started soaking this shit up, it's just best to say something here and there. But when you start ranting and stuff like that, like what you were doing before you learned some of this stuff, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know, you need years into the mindset so that like you know what you're talking about sank into the fabric of your brain. You need years in this shit to kind of really understand why you're saying what you're saying, even if it makes sense off the rip. And that's the problem with the red pills. Niggas that's just learning this shit yesterday with the fucking megaphone don't even know what the hell they talking about. And they get to sit around a round table of people that do. And I get it. They're friends and shit, but like, god damn. Wolf said he ruined OG Black Manosphere because he couldn't stop beefing with niggas, which he started. Hell, 3 of the men he beefed with in the Manosphere are on this show's panel currently, right? And doing very well. Yeah, all of these people will come slithering back once they see it's hot again. Yeah, but Bernard turned fake before he bounced. Bernard turned fake before he bounced. Yeah, they say they call, you know what they call Rolo Tampa? They call him Skeletor. Skeletor.
Or if I show that data, that doesn't make me a misogynist because it's true. And you demonetizing me, all you're doing is demonetizing me because I'm not fitting your narrative. That if what's coming in the future is we're changing that, then that's what's terrific. But then you look at like content creators, like again, Chris GQ Perry, Will Hitchens, Justin Maldoni, the fact that these people have these massive followings when the advice they're giving is anti-truth, it's scandalous. The advice that these men give to like be nice, like you just met a girl, tell her how incredibly attractive she is when you first meet her. That is fucking terrible, terrible advice. And I can show you male model, the dating coaches on social media telling men, buy women flowers on the first date. Make sure it is your duty as a man to pay for her stuff on the date. I'm like, I'll pay for her stuff if I had a good date, but it's not my fucking duty as a man. My duty is to be a man. That's what my duty is. My duty is to protect the woman who is actually worth being a part of my life, the woman who is worth being the mother of my children. She earned that. And so instead of what we're doing is we're teaching men, the big tech, the media, all these different places.
We need to recodify our language for YouTube. Not listening to no new nigga try to throw rules out for fucking Manosphere when you just got here, bro. We need to recodify our language for YouTube. The same language that y'all stole, we need to be tactful and flip it into codify it.
They're teaching you be more vulnerable. The reason why women say be yourself is so they can pick out the fucking losers quicker. Don't listen to this shit. It's terrible, terrible advice. Again, I have 3,000 receipts. They have 0. That's it. So the thing is for us, what can we do to get back to the golden days? Not worried about the golden days. As long as we improve every day, and as long
because I'm not gonna lie, respectfully, they want daughter dads to run the Manosphere, and to a certain degree, that can't super be the case in the space. Some cool, most no. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. This is why we in this position right now. A lot of niggas wasn't hearing what I was saying. Everything I say gonna make sense. You know?
As long as those of us on this panel make it a priority to help the men that we can. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm with Aaron Clary, dude. It's the Titanic running into an iceberg. What we are, though, is the captain of the lifeboats. Each one of us is the captain of the lifeboat. The Red Rational Mel is a lifeboat. Men of Action is a lifeboat. The Fresh and Fit is a lifeboat. We are the captains of these lifeboats. That's the best thing we can do. Now, here's the other thing. it's never been easier. If you just become aware of what the of what the world's doing to you when it comes to inflation, dating, intersexual dynamics, whatever. If you just become marginally aware and just show the fuck up every day, don't eat trash, just avoid obesity, scarcity, poverty, and ignorance. If you could just avoid those things, it's never been easier to get in the top.
And see, this is the second wave of Manosphere, because the original Manosphere, you know, they didn't promote eating unhealthy. But anyhow, you see like I want to be an alpha man, and you need to go to the gym, and you need to motivate, and you need to push hard. That's the second coming of the Manosphere, like the third and fourth wave of the Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? The first waves were dating coaches, pickup artists end up being in the second. But the first wave was like dating coaches, pickup artists, and like it was just a different group of guys. You know what I'm saying? But like the pickup artists, those Andrew Tate types, those meathead, gym head dudes, because that was the mindset back in the day. That was the mindset back in the day. You know. Hold on. That was the mindset back in the day. You know, that blondes were dumb, and gym rats, like the meathead, the muscle heads, the dudes that hung out at the gym were dumb too. That was the mindset back in the day. So a lot of people don't even know what half the talking points and stuff. They don't even know where it came from. They're just talking. Wolf said third wave. The first wave was the Dirt Sheets and OG podcast. Second wave was the dating coaches, because the first wave couldn't solve that issue. Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. Shout out to UFO Kamikaze. Yeah, gym cells. Alpha Max. I'm an Alpha Max. Niggas try to turn into Goku. You know? So, it's a lot to talk about. What Wolf is saying though is technically correct, though. A lot of what he's saying is technically correct, but it was in between the generations. You know what I'm saying? There was, it's like what we got going on right now in the real world. You know how we got like Gen X, Gen Z, and millennials and zillennials, and you got all these different terms for some of the same things. We're going through an age right now where you have what's called micro generations. You know what I'm saying? And the micro generations, yeah, they're kind of wonky, but like they're still pivotal. There's pivotal points that happen within these micro generations that can answer the question as to why things are what they are today. It's like, oh, we had a trend coming through, and all the guys kind of abandoned their original set of thoughts and ran to this, Mind you, and me and UFO, War Master, Raven, Link, all of us, Evron, hell, shout out to my brother Robert Benjamin, RG3, a lot of brothers from back in the day and today. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. One thing I really like about the Manosphere, because even if you came here in your early 20s, right? You were a man with an opinion before you got here. See what I'm saying? You were a man before you got here, so you should have at least had some type of thought process, or you should have had some type of line drawn in the sand. You know what I'm saying? You should have had some type of line drawn in the sand. And within reason, if you come across, it's like gristle, or it's like what I like to call mental chewing gum. If you come across an ideology that you're not familiar with, and some of it, see, like, that's the thing too that we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because we like to and it's called compartmentalization. We like to box ourselves into categories that a lot of us really don't fit. We like to generalize ourselves. We like to box ourselves into stuff. Whereas the manosphere, especially the black manosphere, has like a bunch of different type of archetypes of black men that makes it up. But we don't ever go into any type of details. We still use the educated lame and the Pookie and Ray Ray trope. Where I know a lot of dudes that would consider themselves educated lame, they'll beat your ass with a keyboard. That's what these nigga nerds and these troll dudes are trying to hide behind. They're trying to hide behind that archetype. Or archetype. However you want to say it. And it's so funny, the irony of it is to the point that, a lot of the niggas listening to the content, you ain't even represented, because you got to squeeze yourself in the, am I an educated lame today? Am I an educated lame today? Or a alpha male? Because I feel like whipping some shit today. Then you get yourself into alpha and beta. That bullshit. And it's funny because it was in my generation of the manosphere and guys like myself that taught you guys not to feel shame. Men felt shame. Don't ever forget that. Men felt shame. To this day, men feel shame. Women don't feel shame. Men not feeling shame is a societal, like, women not feeling shame is a societal sport. Men feeling shame is a societal mental sport. If you feel like you can't, listen, as a man, if there's any species on the earth, you can decide if you want to be lazy. Why? Because the man already built it. This gets into what we call the creating weak men trope. Strong men but create weak times. Like they create weak men. Everybody wants to spoil their children, but somehow your children is supposed to have your dominant traits, so in case some shit pop off. Right? So the black manosphere was damn near, which is the original manosphere. Barbarossa was the mixed man, if you want to say the manosphere started with him. And it was all together. This manosphere now, I was saying a minute ago, Wolf, that Fresh and Fit, because Myron is, I guess they're both tethers. Y'all can just, for the sake of the words, y'all can just call them tethers. Here I am generalizing again, right? That Fresh and Myron, the best that they can do is rebuild another version or a different version of the global manosphere. Because honestly, to make it in the manosphere, you gotta have that urban crowd. Because when you start putting the word, first of all, the word black got 3 negative connotations when you put it on anything, and that's even just straight up from a marketing standpoint. When you put the word black in front of something, people will assume that it's just for black people, and a lot of people that usually would have spoken up would operate in silence in a lot of these spaces, even though they enjoy it, they love it, whoop-de-whoop, right? No matter where they're from. Then it's even bad because black has like a dark connotation. Evil. Then what made it even worse is that the word black is attached to it, and then the other word, manosphere. Some of that went over people's head. What's the first word in black manosphere? Manosphere, black man. And then you have the black pill, which ain't really the black pill. The manosphere has been considered the black pill side of the space for the whole time. And the black pill side of the space ain't even black pill. A lot of them, I hate to say, are losers. Not even losers, because, honestly, none of this shit make you a loser. What actually makes you a loser as a man is your rejection. Is your rejection to sound information. It don't matter if you're going to follow it or not. Just like how a lot of people sit around here for years and I guess they soaked up something. I don't know. They may know something, but never use it. You can do the same thing with information that you don't agree with. To at least some point, see it from another person's point of view. Even if it's for war. Even if you want to see something from somebody else's point of view because you're going to outsmart them. So you got a lot of men referring to even the black pill spaces because they're not really black pill. Black pill, what it really is, a black pill is stillness. Black pill is nothing. Black pill means you're not just awoke. You're also realized. You're not just awoke. You're sorted out. You can offer wisdom if you want, but you know what it is. You don't complain. You just cut through. You everything you do is like a hot knife through butter. She don't like you. It is so. She likes you. It is so. Black pill, real black pill people, it got nothing to do with women. At least with the philosophy and the ideology of okay. She don't like me, okay. She likes me, okay. This didn't work, okay. This doesn't work, okay. And a big part of this game, and a big part of even, just anything that you do, it's like, as a man, it's like, depending on what goes on, you just need to know what you're gonna do. Because some of those leadership skills that you think that you're developing for women, you have to develop them for yourself first. That's why when women shit test you, it's like, okay, let me see if he can at least lead himself. Women and men believe in two different types of leadership. A woman will say, well, fate led you to me, but she gonna still test you to see if you can lead yourself. It's called a chance encounter. We talk about all of this stuff all the time. Don't get mad at me because it went over a lot of people's head over the years, But everybody's coming in and feeding off the space. You know what I'm saying? The white man, the global manosphere is like, okay, well, listen. We do need to save the black manosphere. And I'm going to tell you some selfish game type shit too. You want to know why the white manosphere need to resurrect the black manosphere? They don't got nowhere to pull content from. They don't got nowhere to pull content from. Respectfully and reasonably, other than some shit we already know, what is a man in the white manosphere going to tell a black man in the black manosphere? I want somebody to answer that question. What is a white man going to tell a black man in the black manosphere? What can he tell him to enhance his life? But there's, respectfully, you know, there's some motivational stuff. Yeah, get a Roth IRA, get a, you know what I'm saying, go to the gym, you know, whoop-de-whoop. But respectfully, and black people know this in the old manosphere. This is why the black manosphere split itself. Respectfully, there's a lot that the black man can tell the white man, but the white man can't really tell the black man that the black man didn't already say or haven't heard before. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Why was the manosphere specifically black? First of all, the manosphere exists due to the circumstances of what a man is going through. Think about what I'm telling you. We had the perfect recipe to create the manosphere. The white man does also, but listen to what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to make this black and white, but it's black and white. Yin yang, do your thing. Figure out how it goes. The black man grew up in a matriarch. A forced matriarch, an altered matriarch, right? So who's going to be more perplexed about women? Who do you think? A man that grew up in a matriarch? Or a patriarch? Black men operate from a point of inferiority. A lot of white men operate base level from superiority. But both of them know as men, both of them, when they're being disrespected. So what does that mean? What do you think is the difference between the tolerance between somebody that's inferior versus somebody superior? One is a question, can I do this? One is an answer, you should not do that. Or this shouldn't be happening to me. See, when you operate from a fear of inferiority, you're wondering why shit is happening to you. And then maybe later on you can be like, I know this shit shouldn't be happening to me. I'm royalty, or I'm this, or I'm that. I should be better than this, right? When you operate from a place of superiority, you know for a fact that shit shouldn't be happening to you. As a matter of fact, you're disgruntled about it. Both ideologies can lead for a man to start a manosphere. Are y'all following me? But one is going to have more content than the other. One is going to have more content than the other. Going through some shit and wondering why. That's more content. The it shouldn't happen page. That's a paragraph. What the black manosphere is talking about, it breeds content. It breeds level of thought. And see, a lot of white men's superiority complex, it gotta be weighed. It's a juggle. It gotta be weighed. You know what I'm saying? In society. And a lot of black men, they wanna, and you have a lot of superior black men also. Just listen to what I'm saying. A lot of black men, they wanna conquer. Okay, this happened to me. Am I bugging? First of all, the manosphere is to let you know, no, you're not bugging. All of these dudes go through it. Come on in, wake up. Here's a solution. What brings you here? Damn, okay, man, you got a cool story. Maybe you should engage in some of the content by chatting. Hey, you got a cool story. Maybe you should probably study what we talk about and bring your own experience to it and maybe become a content creator. Practice. Everybody's running their shows like us. If you don't think that for 1 second that the manosphere made Google Hangouts popular, you shitting bricks. If you don't think for 1 second that the manosphere alone put StreamYard on their back, as to where people that's unrelated from this space start running their channels like ours. Who was running channels like us? Even the audience is over. Y'all start thinking that, oh man, you know, like like we introduce y'all to this type of content at a high rate, to the point that some people are like, oh man, we better than the content creators. But we watch them all day. But we don't have a podcast. So we never knew what they were talking about in the first place. Or hurdles that they got to go through just to speak to us. People don't think about that. People wasn't trying to acquire gear here. Man. Don't get me started, man. This is a fucking headache. And then all of these people, they're going to try to come back into it. Fantastic. All of these people that abandoned the space. We don't even got nothing set up for treason. We don't even have a president. But we talk about politics all day. We don't even have a flag or a logo. Sounds like the black community, man. Now let's go, man.
Top 1%. Never. I'm 47 years old. I've never had this many women throw themselves at me. Never. And the reason why is because I choose to not listen to bullshit that I see when I watch the movie Hitch, where I'm supposed to obsess over one.
Every man is going to get more women in his 40s, bro. Here's something else y'all can take from our sector. Every man is going to get a fucking woman in his 40s and 50s. That's the epitome of a man. There's places where they don't even consider you grown until you 40 or 50. Here's some more content you can steal. If you don't believe me, go look at GQ magazine. All of those dudes, George Clooney, Idris Elba. When you start getting a little bit of gray hair, oh yeah, that's when women are like, yeah, you know. They go after old niggas. Other than the government and some other stuff, like with OnlyFans and shit like that, it's the old niggas keeping this shit, a good piece of this dating game y'all talking about afloat. Women always knew they could talk shit to niggas their age and then go get an old nigga. They always knew that. It took you to join a manosphere to find that out. Might want to subscribe, support the show. Listen. I'm spitting right now. Cooking with Kuda. Cooking with I'm telling you, man, dog. This nigga, I just turned 40 and the women won't stop. Yeah. Even you married niggas, when you married, let's say you got married before 40 and you turn 40, yes, they're gonna be on you. You attract honey, you attract bears with honey. Same with bees. I just turned 40 and now I'm getting pussy. Grow up. Oh my God, I got a forehead headache. repeating this shit over and over and over. Why does it sound so clean, Kuda? Because I've been doing this for a long time. Support the show, please. Now, I don't got to read no script.
One woman or whatever. And you know what I do watch? I watch Californication, which got canceled because that show was badass. That's what I watch. In the reality of the situation is the good information.
And then the sad part is that a lot of the dudes in these spaces ain't even players. A lot of these dudes in the space ain't even players, bro. Listen to me. This whole women, y'all niggas killing yourselves over bitches that y'all don't even understand. This whole, oh man, I see you get women, let me start respecting you, or I respect you a little bit more. Niggas don't care about no shit like that. I don't know. I'm a real nigga, but niggas just don't care about no shit like that. You know, I would be more impressed if you showed me your Corvette or a fucking Gundam collection or some shit that you have. I'd be like, oh shit, you the man, bro. That's what's up. You know, I'd be fucking, you know, I'd be more impressed with that. You know, you don't gotta show me your bitches. I don't give a fuck if you get bitches. Now, if you approach me about trying to get some women and shit like that, I'll help you out. Or inquiring about that. Sometimes do I clown dudes for not getting it? Like, yeah, because I know that's what you're going in this space. That's what you're going to say to me. But I could care less. Because, see, when you plug yourself back into the matrix, you operate like a square. I keep telling y'all about being the invisible man. Be that fly on the wall. I don't run around in real life and tell people I'm red pill. Unless I know they're red pill or they're talking about the red pill or having a discussion and stuff like that. I don't run around you wouldn't even know. There's people I help out in real life don't even know I have a podcast to the extent that I do. Don't even know. You never know. And I've blessed them. Oh, yeah. You know, with the support of my audience and stuff like that to keep everything going, I bless them. They don't even know. That's like, imagine running into somebody like that in real life and you didn't even know, like, damn, this dude was red pill the whole time. Damn, you understand what I'm saying? You never know who you talking to. That's the thing about life. I'd be like, yo, trust me, bro. This is, bro, I know where you got this, you know, this question. I know exactly what led you up to me and you asking this question. You don't think that men like myself that's blessed so many souls since I've been here, even just here, my little time here on YouTube, you don't think I understand that when a problem is, you don't think I don't read patterns, and I understand that I can't read dudes and be like, yo, hey, this is the problem. I've done this so many times. Done it so many times. Just help them out. They don't listen. Help you out. Belief comes separate. The belief comes separate. That's what I'm saying. Half the time, even in the black community, again, you have to encourage guys to feel confident about themselves. Whereas the women, they don't give a fuck. They'll just shoot their shot or just they show up. The women show up. Women are confident in themselves. And I know where the problem in the manosphere actually started. I know where this big conflict in the manosphere actually started. The internet. The internet. The feminists succeeded with what they wanted to do with social media and the internet. We talked about, this was a big think piece. We talked about this years ago, and I brought so much game to it. You know, I put so much game, I applied so much game to it. It's the internet. It's to make beauty all inclusive. Women wanted to eliminate a beauty standard for men. But that's a long story. That's a whole nother show. You know, there's things that I was supposed to talk to Donovan, Angry Man, all these. There's things that I was supposed to talk to all of these dudes about to at least evoke thought, because a lot of them are new here. Donovan is new here. Angry Man is somewhat new here. All of these dudes, a lot of these dudes are new here. So there's a level of thought and think piece in the space. This is why the space is going backwards now. They got to go back to move the chains forward. So now they got to double back. If the Manosphere does resurrect themselves, they got to find people that's been doing this for a while. Not no new cats. That's your problem. You got to close your floodgate. You got too much new cats coming in here, blending in with you. And then you think they're reputable when you look back, because they're like, oh well, we're gonna get some new guys to really speak up for the new Manosphere. Here's Cooley. Respectfully, here's Cooley. And you're gonna be, and then niggas are gonna be like, bro, that's how I know you don't know what the brothers want. I know you don't know what the brothers want. You know what I was looking at the other day, Wolf? Hold on, let me catch up on y'all comments. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. You know, I was looking at the other day, Wolf, and I was my stomach been hurting all last night. I was binge watching it. I like how Triple H is running the WWE, and a lot of the superstars do too. Even Michael Cole and all these other guys. I like how Triple H is running the WWE. You know who I've been watching a lot lately? I've been watching Maven. I like his show. I never like Maven. He was a weird wrestler to me, but he was cool. I like Maven. And I just kind of just made like some of the myths and stuff that he was talking about, how Vince ran the WWE, and I'm using like the WWE similar to as like how it is with the Manosphere. Because I call the Manosphere the WWE. I'm real slick. I be knowing what I'm talking about. Trust me, all right? Triple H took like 10 different things that Vince used to do away. Like Vince used to tell the commenters what to say. Vince used to tell the referee what to do and blah, blah, blah. You know, Vince was orchestrating it. You know? And I was looking at like, man, listen, I don't know what we were watching during the Attitude Era. That shit was crazy. And it was sick. You know, but the Attitude Era really defined a generation of men that we have here too, you know. But I like what Triple H is doing you know, with the industry, because he truly understands what's going on, and he's a top guy, and he's fresh off of that. He understands the business in and out. I'm the same way with the damn Manosphere. I know what the dudes want. They don't know. I do. I know what they're looking for. I know what to do in the space to move the chains forward. I've been new. It sucks to see where the space is at right now. And dudes like, oh, well, I bought a microphone. Okay, to go do what? Oh, I bought a Roadcaster, Kuda. You were the only person here talking about that, Kuda. I never knew what the hell the Roadcaster was. Remember when you were on Bernard Riley and he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? He called him a Road Scholar. Like, it's like, bro, you ain't got no life. You ain't got no life. It's like these dudes here don't get it. That there's a lot of things going on at once. A lot of things going on here at once. The outlet that black men had at the time to even be running shit that's going on the internet, like that's going on right now. Now you got the Whatever podcast, you got all these other podcasts, you got all this other stuff. That shit came from this space. All of that shit. The talking points, you got regular people engaging in dating with our talking points in their mouth. We literally set the lexicon that is being used today in Urban Dictionary and all this other stuff. Simp and all these other words and stuff. That they're now just deciding to start banning and all kinds of stuff. We already affected and impacted the culture. And I'm not sure what it is we're supposed to be fixing here. Because if LAR blow up overnight, let's just say, you never know. Everybody on YouTube somewhat has an equal chance. You one video or you one video away from success, or you already produced your successful video, right? Let's say LAR start taking off right now. Guess who's gonna come out of nowhere? O'Shea. Oh, I've always believed in you, man. Head ass. Yeah, but you never promoted me like you should have. As much as people hear about the people that you're talking about, you should have, you know, it would have been a good job. But then again, you know, that's your platform. You don't gotta do that. That's what even makes it all the more better. That it's your platform and you didn't do it. You know? Like right now, you can go to my page right now and you can go to a featured section, the featured section on my page. You'll see Miss V, you'll see Nicer, you'll see Mace, you'll see a lot of Ism, you'll see a lot of people here. You could just direct your audience to your featured section. So that shit is wild. So now the white manosphere, for them to even get content, because they're running out of content, they got to grift again, because the black manosphere is impacted. They got to grift again. They don't know what they're gonna grift into. You can't grift too right, because now you're MAGA. And let me tell y'all something about the white boys. They'll just straight up turn into a female dating coach. We knew this back from the pickup artist days. When you were a pickup artist, once you realized that men are lazy, they were co-opted, they didn't really want to, really do anything. With the small handful of the men that are going to do something, what you realize is that, there's but so much books you can sell. There's but so much things you can do to help men. So you either got to go two routes. You either got to go the spiritual route. You got to become like a somewhat conscious, religious, spiritual guru. You either got to slow down and tell guys, hey, man, slow down on the women. Worry about yourself and your physical health and stuff like that, because these bitches are going to be stressing you out. That's how you transfer that. That's easy. You start talking about quality women that ain't going to stress you out, but motion over to the ones that really are. This is what Fresh and Fit are doing. It's easy. Because it can work both ways. See, I'm giving y'all some good game. Y'all support the show. I'm giving y'all some good game. Because look at it. You could get a girlfriend and go spiritual and gracefully bow out. And dudes will be like, okay, yeah, you know what? Let him live. And come back. It's even happening in hip hop right now. I saw that Bianca Cesori, and maybe it was right after that shit that she was walking around naked recently in. But like Bianca Cesori and Kanye is getting a divorce. And Kanye kind of told us about so many words. Even regular men are doing the same thing. They dip out, go get them a little baddie or whatever they want, go sit down and come back. So let me catch up real quick to the chat, because I'm behind. He said, actually, I'll take it a step further and say the white manosphere was never coming back if Trump didn't win. Yeah, they would. Yeah, but the white manosphere been under wraps for a long time. They're waiting for the dolls to take off, but they can't just jump straight into the dolls. And they're waiting for the the robotic shit to take off. Remember, no matter what they say too, at this point, the white manosphere is under the lead of Andrew Tate. I'm telling you, the white manosphere is under the lead of Andrew Tate. So right now they're building up. They're getting these tech jobs. They're doing MMA. They're traveling. I'm seeing a lot of them. They're traveling. I'm not even going to lie. Their superiority concept. And listen, I get it. Like you got to know what type of complex they have to give them to render them help and stuff in a lot of cases, or understand why they're doing some of the things that they're doing. The white boys don't need to be on the internet all day. That's why it's a big deal if they are. They can just go live life. And they know this. They go travel. Oh, I'm going to Vietnam. They travel. So they can disappear for a couple of months to years and then come back and resurface. They were stealing a lot of our content anyway. Every single black show that we have in the manosphere, there's a white manosphere equivalent. We have Fresh and Fit. If you choose to watch that, they have whatever. We have 8 at the Table or some other shit. They have another equivalent. Every single show that we have, they have an equivalent to it. A lot of y'all are so into watching the same thing. At one point, I swear to God, there was 8 Kevin Samuels running around in the manosphere. And they weren't fan pages. You niggas was watching the manosphere knowing that Kevin just died. And it was still fresh. And it was like 8 different Kevin Samuels running around here. One of the biggest things you should be thinking about if you're a black or YouTuber is content creation. Creation means you're an artist. You create. These niggas just steal. And why would they look to grift? Listen, if you go on a podcast or you got to learn a skill or something like that, there's nothing wrong with that. You got to get your 10,000 hours or whatever you got to get out the way. You got to get that like everybody else. But the reason why you got to grift so fast once you get into it is because, yeah, that's going to get you on. Or maybe get you some subscribers or get you something. But eventually you're going to have to steal from somebody else or be yourself now that you've acquired skills and you start getting all of this shit. If you get anything out of it. So this is why you see a lot of people that need to transition now. Okay, Medium Man, Stacy Prince, and the other dude that be twitching his head. He's more Steve the Dean than Kevin Samuels, but he came in like Kevin Samuels too. Jeremy Hill. You either gonna have to transition into yourself and start wearing different clothes or find your own gimmick. We have this shit down to a science. You don't even know. The method that they use is called the Red Dragon method. I can even categorize the grift, the archetype. It's called the Red Dragon method. A lot of you niggas that want to be players, guess what? Y'all like rap music too. You can literally emulate a rapper starting and then transition into your own style. Like literally try to dress up like the rapper. And people are like, why would I want to dress up like the rapper? Because they have professional people that they spend money on styling them. There was this clone, I'm not going to say his name, from my hood that looked like Wiz Khalifa. with the patch, like Wiz Khalifa with the bush, with the patch, like the real Wiz Khalifa. You know, with the patch and the you know, all of that shit, with the glasses and shit, right? And he got a lot of pussy just being a knockoff. He got a lot of girls just being a knockoff. So you can start off as a knockoff. A lot of people do it. And there's a technique with it. It's called the good bait and switch. But you got so many people now that are listen, all of these people stealing from the manosphere done felt like they done ran through our whole catalog already. This is how quick content creation is. It's like the WWE. Maven said if you don't show up for a couple of weeks or whatever, or you're at home and stuff like that, the audience will forget you easily. This is worse. This is worse. Because y'all want content every day. Y'all want content. Y'all complaining. Niggas want content every day. At least wrestling was on Thursday or Wednesday and Monday. At least you got your dose. Niggas want content every day. Asking around Discord, who live? Who can I talk about? Who live? Discord is disgusting. So we gotta close the floodgates in the manosphere, man. We gotta stop with all these new cats. Respectfully, they already stole enough. Let them find their own way on the internet. Let them grift off, and because they're still gonna be stealing our content. But we do gotta close this shit off. And then now you got a whole bunch of Gen Z gossipy niggas running around. The syrupy niggas, you know. Yeah, I'm semi-player too, Wolf. He said the manosphere needs a dome department. Manosphere efficiency. That's the dome department of manosphere efficiency. Yeah, they don't want this shit to go corporate. You said I had to teach my cousin what simp meant because he claimed that that was him until someone said someone into mediocre pussy. Oh, that is a form of simping. Yeah, that's a good acronym for it. You know, like MGTOW men guarding their own wallets. What's going on, Buster Free? You said, Kuda, you met Jay Rello in Thailand yet? Does he have to check in? I didn't know Jay Rello is in Thailand. No, I have not met Jay Rello. You know what I'm saying? And knowing and what I've heard, he better be careful out there at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit going on there. So, you know, hopefully he chills. Don't do no nuanced streaming and some other shit, and he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be too. When you get to places like this, and for the first time, and you start to take it in, you gonna drop the act. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it's enough for him to drop the act. But you know what I'm saying? They're not going to really have the tolerance for no bullshit out there. They never really did either. And there is no fair one. You're going to get jumped. You know, them niggas will be all over you like bees. Or you said drop the link. All right, hold on. All right, I got a little bit of time, y'all. Y'all support the show? Are you not entertained? Come on, it's early in the morning. I'm holding a good audience, all right? I got y'all. You said, well, to be fair, the white manosphere had the Red... Yeah, they had the Red Men group, too. Yeah, we were talking about that, Wolf. They had the Red Men group, too. So I'm not gonna say that's when they had their Tarzan moment, but it you know it is what it was. You know, I'm not gonna say that's when they had their Tarzan moment. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that's when they had their Tarzan moment, but they on some Tarzan shit right now too. So I mean, people are like, well, why did AM stay quiet? You know, well, there it is. There, you know. Shout out to everybody here. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get at least 2 to 3 more contributors onto the show. Hit the Cash App. All right, hold on. What's going on, T? JR said, yeah, this one dude used to count the number of days. I hadn't, yeah, this one dude used to count the number of days that I had not released a video. Yeah, it happens, man. And that's the thing too, like people are so into like watching videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Some people will rock with you if you're a beginner, but they're ready for you to just get on and go. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be consistent. When you start a YouTube channel now, you better already at least have 5 videos on your YouTube ready to go. Because people will go explore your page, and if you don't got no content there, you know, they're not gonna you know, they're gonna start prejudging you on consistency. And you're like, man, I started yesterday. Damn. They're not even waiting for you to chill. This is how quick content is being consumed. You know? You said, Kuda, it is lame. You said, it is lame to ignore a chick you said, yo, Kuda, is it lame to ignore a chick you work with for misleading you? No, it's not. No, it's not lame, and ignore her ASAP, because you don't want to fucking deal with no woman where you work. Don't ever put a woman in position like that to play with your money. You know what I'm saying?
What's good?
What's going on, so? What's good, bro?
Not much, just hopping out the gym.
Yeah, bro. I gotta go down. Hold on. You got a bunch of background noise. Hold on. I gotta go down a bunch of history. You know what I'm saying? I'm up here knocking down a little bit of history of the space and stuff. You know, it's a lot to explain. And and if I'm missing some things, yeah, y'all let me know. You know, if I'm missing some things. You said you said, my bad. Yeah. What'd you say?
I was gonna say Yeezy's getting a divorce.
Yeah, bro. I think you know where I think their problem started? When they went to that show and she like took her dress down and the bitch was naked. She's
she had like
naked.
She had like a nude colored skin type outfit.
I never seen that woman with clothes on. Yeah,
I think Yeezy got a project coming out. Whenever you see Yeezy doing some weird stuff like that, he got a project coming out. Exactly.
He does, and he does, and probably Kodak gonna be on it and all that other. He does. Anyhow, he goes on a rant and stuff like that. That's why I'm like, okay, Kanye, he back in mode. I just didn't think they were gonna get a divorce like that, but I could see them arguing behind closed doors.
Yeah, you see any type of rant or like anything.
I mean, that's crazy though on his wife's behalf though. I mean, like niggas can expect you to be naked. You know how crazy you got to be for niggas to be like, oh shit, she got clothes on. You can't even transition right. You got to always be naked. I know that bitch be catching colds and shit. I
think Kanye just wanted a Kim clone that he could control.
He gonna find another one. Those women are a dime a dozen.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I wonder who he gonna pop
What
out
do you
with
think
next,
what do you think the divorce settlement's gonna look like for her?
Huh?
Like, what do you?
Oh, the divorce.
Do you think
The divorce. She'll probably get a couple of M's. They probably gonna undisclose that. She used to work for him. She was his assistant at one point.
What if it's just like a publicity stunt?
When him and Virgil was running around. It probably is. I just think they had a bad argument from that night, you know, because I was hearing that they got kicked out, and then I was hearing that they didn't get kicked out. So, but either way, that was still a stunt. And you know, people fight after the Grammys and stuff like that, and all kinds of different stuff. So those little award shows, because you drink champagne and shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you ain't no real nigga if you ain't never argued with your bitch in the back of a limo or some shit drinking champagne and shit. So that's just rich people shit. They just argue about shit, and then next minute the divorce goes away. You know.
Now, like, as far as what you were talking about the manosphere,
like
you gotta understand, bro. When it comes to like anything that comes out of our culture, it's gonna get once we give it to the world, it's gonna get, you know, they're gonna be people creating their own version of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you look at hip hop. Hip hop came out of the ghettos of the Bronx, New York, right?
Mm.
And then once it was, you know,
we know they're gonna create their own version, but they've been stealing our shit. Like they just been blatant ripoffs. Like Alan Roger Curry is the most ripped off man in the space. Honestly,
yeah.
I haven't even begun to tally up how much shit they stole from him. I've been seeing him getting shit stolen from him since I was a kid. You know, I lived by a mall, so we used to go there, and I used to go to the Afrocentric lady store. You know what I'm saying? And Alan Roger Curry's, I knew about his book for a long time, but like Rom Wills, Sister Soldier, Zane, all of them books used to be there. You know, in the same, you know, black authors, you know, they shut down that bookstore though. I knew the owner because I wanted to get with her daughter. And like I knew the owner of the place, and they turned it into a Radio Shack. That was disrespectful though. I ain't gonna lie. You lose an Afrocentric place. They used to light incense there. It was nice. In the middle of the mall too. Not in the middle of the mall. It was like the tail end, but tomato. You know. And now I saw this twice. This happened twice. So that podcast, Wolf, when Angry Man had Myron on his show, Myron said something about Abba and Preach, and Angry Man stayed silent about that. Cause I ain't gonna lie, where they at right now, they looking for content, bro. Angry Man playing the game how it go. They looking for content, bro. They will go in on Angry Man will give them a lot of content if he decides to be on the wrong side of Abba and Preach, which is gonna be interesting, to say the least. You know? And the funny part is that if you put all these people in a room with each other, they'll be cool. Nobody gonna do shit to each other. Because remember, it's like a reverse spin the bottle. It's not even called spin the bottle. It's called I'm not the Pookie. That's the game they're gonna be playing. I'm not the Pookie. You know what I'm saying? It's like hot potato. Nigga, who which one of y'all niggas the Pookie out of all of them? That's how it is in real life. You around gangsters, you around Pookies, you around whatever the fuck you call yourself around. You start getting into a big ass room with all these niggas with guns and shit like that, and then now it's not even about if a nigga got a gun on him. It's just who the more gangster in the room. You know, all of y'all probably gangster, but who's the more gangster in the room? That's literally what's going on. So if you got a whole bunch of YouTubers together, they're not gonna fight. All of that shit gonna go out the window. Especially when a nigga is north of 3 videos on you. If a nigga did more than 3 videos on you, nigga, he ain't gonna do shit to you. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, he ain't gonna do shit to you. You were just content at the moment. And if y'all don't think that's been happening in the manosphere for years, you out your damn mind. All right, let's go. Let's get back into this. Hold on. You said, nah, AM was silent because Rolo supposedly would try to blackmail him behind the scenes. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Skeletor. Even the white manosphere, they're done with Skeletor. You said he was already blackballed. Trust me on that one. Yeah. AM used to set trip because FNF would not invite him to their show. Yeah, well, Myron was saying that his shit got deleted on Instagram and Facebook, so he didn't get Angry Man's messages and stuff like that. That's why he said they didn't reach out to him. You know, so all when niggas was getting grilled during the whole prostitute thing, the Chinese prostitute and all that other shit, that shit was, you know, that shit was bump. Yeah. And honestly, Angry Man will get a true fan base from Fresh and Fit. You know, if they discovered Angry Man, because Angry Man, he's more consistent with his shtick. You know, he's more consistent with his shtick than Fresh and Fit. You know? Listen, the space is using the Black Manosphere the same way Kevin Samuels would have used the Black Manosphere. When his numbers start to dwindle or something starts to happen and stuff like that, he basically pulls the Black Manosphere out of his back pocket. Nigga, the Manosphere is like a last minute trap card or some shit. Y'all not understanding that. The Black Manosphere is like okay, well, here's the brothers, you know. You know, even if all fails, you gonna lead them to the Black Manosphere. I'm not the only one that's crazy. Look at these niggas, you know. You're gonna lead them to the Black Manosphere. And you might even say you the founder of the Black Manosphere at that point. And don't even give a damn about an Angry Man or whatever. It's a sick game. Plagiarism, man. It's a weak tool. It's a weak tool for somebody that really don't want to create. It's called plagiarism. O'Shea at this point has probably done 50 hit pieces on FNF. Yeah, and the funny part is that O'Shea wants to be on Fresh and Fit. Nobody flying him out to his studio. O'Shea wants to be on Fresh and Fit. That's the crazy part. Some nigga that hate on Fresh and Fit will eventually say in his head, because this is how hating niggas think. Some nigga that will hate on Fresh and Fit will eventually say in his head, man, they don't want me on their show. Nigga, do you know what you would have to be to get on Fresh and Fit show? You would have to get a ticket. A lot of these niggas are fake passport, bro, so you know they ain't gonna get on no plane. You would have to get they don't even got the balls to go on the plane for their damn self. You would have to get a ticket. You would have to go through 2 to 3 airports with your luggage. You would have to get hotel reservations and itinerary numbers. Bring a pen with you. Show up. Nigga putting shit in an overhead storage. Nigga, come on, man. Stop it. You know how much shit you gotta go through just to fly down there and be on their show? Nigga, you want to be on their show. You want somebody to look at you and say, hey, that guy gets women. Because they can't say anything else about you. That hating shit is stupid. A lot of people let it get the best of them too. Oh, I don't like this content creator. Have you created content before? No. why don't you start creating content and see where that person's coming from before you start talking?
Right now,
Then they
what kind
start
of
creating
content are you watching?
Huh?
Like, what kind of content are you watching day to day right now?
Man, I watch a lot of shit. I'm not watching no man shit. I'm watching man shit. I'm watching how to take apart a 2JZ engine. I'm watching fucking Hoovy destroy some shit. I'm watching like nigga shows. The next minute I'm watching frogs and shit and chameleons and all kinds of like different like National Geographic stuff. I was watching this video where this zebra got his face bit off. I said, damn, a crocodile
That's
bit
wild.
this zebra's fucking face off. So I'm sitting up here watching a pile of crocodiles on each other, death rolling and shit. Like, I watch man shit. Like, I'm not running around the man. I'm not worried. I see y'all talking about other people like the Jay Rellos and the Jay Prince and all these other people and shit and this passport bro and that, and I'm like bro, like,
Okay.
get out the space for a little bit and go breathe some air, bro. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you change your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? You gotta change your surroundings.
Right.
And a lot of people ain't ready to change their damn surroundings. That's humbling yourself and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is about is humbling yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't like this content creator. Have you ever thought about creating content? No, but you know what? I'm going to start creating content to go at this content creator. Then you realize, like, damn, it's a lot of work for somebody that shows up every day.
Thank you.
And that's what happened with these new niggas. They stole from a lot of content creators, but guess what? They realized that they had to keep up a certain work rate. All right, hold on, Stoke. You got a lot of background noise. Hold on. So yeah, you said, but see, AM have fans from both shows trying to get him on, myself included. Yeah, you and a lot of you had a group of dudes with you, Wolf, trying to get him on. He said that all stopped when the producer basically said he's not coming on the show. Yeah, and I think he went in on Myron and was like, "But Fresh is cool." But AM used to go in on Myron, you know? Myron knows about all of that shit. Myron knows. Come on, man. All right, let's go real quick.
The good information gets demonetized. The good information, they call names. Hopefully, because of this new administration, we're going to see a change. I've seen a change so far. Hopefully that.
And we got to stop with this. At this point too, we got to stop weaving in. We do, but this got to be like segregated for like exclusive talk. We got to stop weaving in the politics in this space. You know, granted they're on Rumble, so yeah, this is a valid conversation. I gotta make sure y'all know that also, because this is on Rumble. We got to stop weaving in the politics of the manosphere into the space. Like, honestly, I believe that as far as people trying to say, what side the manosphere is on, they shouldn't be able to know. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, the manosphere doesn't always agree on the same thing, and we're arguing about it anyway. So we need to keep that under wraps. Like, you really shouldn't know where the manosphere stands. You know, and that's for also leveraging purposes. So, you know, talking about certain administrations and certain things and plans and certain things, yeah, that's cool amongst a certain group of people that's in that group. But anyway,
will be enough. But for the rest of you, I'm not worried about a movement for all of men. I'm just I'm worried about a movement for the men that we're talking to right now, because you're the only one. You're just the Navy SEALs. I'm just here for you 300 Spartans. You're the only motherfuckers I care about. The rest of them, they can go off and keep believing this bullshit, whatever they want to, happy wife, happy life, whatever nonsense that they need to believe in order to be happy. They can continue to believe that. I don't hate them. but I know what the truth is. I have seen the truth, and I have too many testimonials for me to start believing anything else. I know what the truth is. I believe in red pill as it is a derivative of evolutionary psychology. And in doing so, I have found nothing but good advice for men that has helped men, and I have the
honestly, and that's crazy because he grifted. He used to talk shit about the red pill. He would call the red pill dudes pussies and all kinds of shit. But that's what happens. You know, if you a square, not really a square guy, but if you a square guy and you get on here and you have a podcast and you're like blabbling about some of the stuff that you're hearing, because you got a lot of niggas that will blabble about manosphere talking points, but they don't know because the talking points sound bogus, but they don't know there's a whole thing behind the talking point. Of course, you know, and that's what got a lot of people stealing shit around here because the talking points are flammable.
Receipts to prove it.
Wow, well said.
Hey, I want to ask questions, Sartain. This is something I've thought about in the future, right? So I'm pretty sure you got your eyes on AI. And so eventually we are going to get to a point where there is an AI that will irrefutably tell the truth.
Yes.
I think that will be the irrefutable breaking point where people are like, listen, asshole, you're wrong.
Yes.
And there is irrefutable truth. Do you think that's going to happen? Because like I said, also we're heading into a post-scarcity because AI is going to get to the point where everybody's going to be supplied with everything. We're going to have everything we need.
Probably they can't suppress the truth from AI for too much longer.
My issue is not getting people who don't know the truth to know the truth because they don't want to hear it. You can tell, again, I've debated flat earthers. I'm aware. People, like, you can show them all the evidence they want. There's some women, when you explain to them, hey, you explain certain concepts of women, they don't want to hear it even when you show them data. So people who don't understand the truth, AI, nothing is going to convince them of their beliefs, no matter what their beliefs are. My whole thing is I should not fucking be demonetized for telling the truth.
Right.
I should not be ratioed for telling the truth ever for any reason. And if I am, if
you said it's like how Elon Musk became Trump loyalist once the side you grifted towards turns on you, you can only turn on the other side. That's what happened with Drake. When you become fucking Megatron, when you become goddamn Thanos, and you get to wield the power, they give you a taste of the power. Just know when the results come back, they know how much of that power they can use back on you. Or not even that. It's like, okay, if you're gonna yield the power and become a rich, spoiled brat, we're gonna clap back. We're gonna see, you know, it's not what you think. We gave you the power. We have the power. So you think you on the side of the Autobots, and the Autobots are playing both sides. America got to be like that because Elon, I wouldn't say Elon, but the world and stuff, you know. Elon isn't necessarily a problem. There's always going to be rich people. There's always going to, you know, the real rich people, we don't know about them. There's a whole society of them, and we don't know about them. You know, the real rich people, they pay to keep their name out the newspapers and stuff like that. They pay for their freedom. That's the real free man. You know what I'm saying? That's the real free man. The rich people, you don't know about them, and you walk by them every day. I was gonna turn that into a Drew Hill joke, but it didn't really pan out. But you walk by them every day, and you don't even know. You know? Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button, support the show. Real rich people, they pay to keep their name. They pay to keep their name out of the papers. You would never know. But I mean, if you guys like are into like crypto, right? And you guys are like into stocks and stuff like that, you know these people, they exist. They exist. You know? And crypto the same way. When one group is losing, one group is winning. Because money, again, is that's why they use water terms for money. Like they use currency, they use liquidity, they use laundering, cash flow, cash pool. Money is just being passed around, and the rich people know that. That's why there's a difference between wealth and rich. You can happen to be rich, but wealthy is like you can lose all that shit and get that shit right back. Kanye, you know, he just bought. I just saw recently too. He just bought the game 2 Maybachs. He said the documentary for. I didn't even know Game was working on documentary. I think I did mention it, but Game is working on documentary 4. But a guy like Elon Musk, y'all, you know, the category that he's in is, like I said, it's best for Americans to, and not just Americans, but like it's just best for the you know, the U.S. government to be his friend than to not be his friend, because like guys like him can create a problem for the government. They got to get you up out of here. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, you're Tony Stark and shit, and you have influence over the people aside from the government, and you're popular, and you can shut down, you can change the trajectory of the earth, of the world. We're trying to protect humans, so we're trying to protect, you know, at some point socialization. You got to protect humans. It's like animals. You know, I hate to say it like that, but you got to protect humans long enough for them to replicate. You got to protect humans long enough for them to have more humans. That's why you're protecting them. Right? So you got to protect them. They got to be friends with Elon. They got to be friends with Mark Zuckerberg. They got to be friends with people that can even change how you socially view things, that can start trends, you know, that can shape, you know, the world. That's why Google was talking about having a city, because you're doing this with social media. Your account is your home. So you got to be friends with social media people. You got to be friends with, you got to, you know, you gotta put stipulations on them. It's better for America to be friends with Elon Musk than the other way around, because they know he can create something and literally eat the government out from the inside. Pause. Which is influence. Everybody's looking at their phone. They're influenced by influencers. People live in their phone more than they live in real life. This is why things are expensive, and they're just charging you. You're literally just paying to exist in a lot of cases, aside from looking at your phone. I dare some of y'all to go turn on y'all screen time, or go turn on y'all go look into most people that access YouTube, they never look in their analytics and look at how long they spent on YouTube. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. I'm dropping gems. So imagine learning about women on YouTube. That's paralysis by analysis right there. That's yo, I'm not gonna put none of this shit into action. Let's go.
YouTube wanted to come out and say, hey, just to let you know, we're all a bunch of woke liberals. We don't like
the sad part is that you're using your phone to try to live your real life more.
Content that you're producing, and so because of that, we're going to ratio you. I would at least have some fucking respect for them, for at least being honest about what they're doing. TikTok is the worst, guys. I'm telling you right now. I have so many female friends. They have these scandalous TikTok accounts. Every single one of them, every attractive woman you know has lost their TikTok. I guarantee you. Find one homosexual content creator on TikTok that's lost their account. Find one. Find
Crickets.
One.
Crickets.
One that has lost their account. Find one trans content creator on TikTok that has lost their account. Find a single fucking one.
Shouts to Anthony Southeast in the building. What's going on, player? He said, yeah. And people must realize that the power starts with the military. any Supreme Court, military, any Supreme Court, then it comes the president, and the president is the third in order. Yeah, the president is the face for what they got going on behind the scenes.
I'm telling you right now, if you want to believe whatever you want to believe, whatever truth you need to believe is fine. But me as a content creator,
right
as a coach, I need to have the right. I should have the right that if I tell the truth, I should not be demonetized, and I should not be ratioed. That's what I'm asking for. But as far as like the AI thing, of course, the AI is going to get us closer and closer. I love Perplexity. I think it's one of the greatest inventions I've ever seen. Perplexity.ai has changed my life. But at the same time, even when I show the evidence and data to support every single thing, I crush people in debates using Perplexity now. Even when I do so, it doesn't matter because it doesn't feel good to them. They're not my concern.
John, I got to, John, did you ever convince a woman of anything? Like, I mean, come on.
The idea that the Los Angeles Fire Department was run by 2 lesbian women. Again, truth means nothing. Truth means nothing here. It doesn't. Women who could not have pulled me out of a fire are running the fire department, and then the whole city burns down because truth means nothing to those people. But when I tell the truth, I should not be punished. That's my point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they definitely will, though, get a large percentage of people in line because people in general are just followers, right? I definitely agree because people just don't want the truth. They want the truth that they want. You know?
Yeah, they want to be lied to.
Like, this is my truth. You know, I think that's one of the trends. But everybody, regards to TikTok, the America TikTok and the Chinese TikTok, Douyin, completely different. TikTok is a psyop thing designed to socially engineer mass amounts of gayness and feminist and liberal rhetoric in America.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah. They brought up.
Before I go to Rollo to close this out, Angry Man, I'm going to come to you. So you and I, we have a very unique experience in the manosphere. We both came up through, not came up through, but we both dabbled in the quote unquote black manosphere for a while. And the reason why there is no black manosphere anymore is because of nigga shit. The infighting, the backbiting, the jealousy, the ego, all of that, it's just straight up nigga shit, right? So
that's what Rollo calls it. That's what he told me.
Absolutely. With the hard R.
I think I read that.
He does that on his burner account. The burner account that he came up with. Shout out to Don Ozzy. Shout out to Don Ozzy for lying to people in that video, saying that was Rollo's a burn account. You fucking shame on you, dude. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh man, that's Facebook, right? Nigga, what is it? Nigga shit.
So how do we avoid the nigga shit from infiltrating? Because nigga shit's happening that's why the black manosphere is no longer around. And people are talking about, well, the manosphere is done. Clearly it's not done. Otherwise we wouldn't be on this panel. But in your opinion, how do we fix the manosphere? How can we learn from the lessons of what I like to call niggatube as it relates to YouTube?
Well, with the black manosphere, and I caught a lot of backlash when I said it was dead back in 2019.
All right, see, Angry Man got to pick his words right because anything he say right now, he could be bootlicking. You know how niggas are. Anything he say right now, he could be bootlicking. He like Donovan. I know Angry Man like Donovan. Why did you bring up nigga shit? Why are you bringing up nigga shit around all these ways? Okay. You know how niggas gonna be. Anything Angry Man say, he bootlicking.
Because it was.
Yeah.
That shit funny.
But my thing is you can't fix stupid.
What I knew. Shout out to Shock
like stupid is stupid, right? And with that whole group, it was always about who's king of the hill. Who's gonna be the big guy sitting on the throne. And with me, I was always on some we need a coalition. We're stronger together. There's
the white side is nigga shit also. Yeah, right, man.
As far as fixing the overall manosphere,
right,
I
true.
don't think it needs to be fix per se in the way that you're talking, because in my opinion, now, of course, you do have to weed out a lot of the BS. You do have to have a little more unity, but it's like Thanos said in the movie Endgame, like the work is done, and it always will be, because once you start to affect the language, you affect the culture. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but the language here that is used on a daily basis has literally infiltrated the entire world.
Yes.
Like I'm watching Power, and Tariq St. Patrick is telling his homie he's acting like a simp.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
alpha, beta.
Yeah, all of that. So when you are able to affect the language, and that's part of the reason why this whole space has been so problematic for the status quo, because they know the power of it. They understand the power of it. That's why you got, even before they started with the Homeland Security stuff, you had countless people writing hit pieces and putting out these goofy articles and shit. But at this point, the influence is already there. It's not going anywhere. Now you still have to deal with the problem actors. You still have to deal with those guys that want to try to circumvent and revert the language. Because there's a lot of guys that's trying to take the language, like prime example, right? And this is the most annoying thing to me that I've ever seen in my life. What do you bring to the table, right? The people that take that statement and run with it have lost their minds, and they don't even know where it comes from. I was literally on a panel back in, I want to say 2017, where the discussion was being had where it was like, well, women have broke the social contract. And as long as they've broken the social contract, the men need to abstain. It was a MGTOW conversation. It's like the men need to abstain until the women finally realize what it really is. Now, if they come back to the table with something of value, then we can renegotiate the social contract. That was the conversation. And somebody took, what do you bring to the table, and just ran with it. And so now it's kind of being weaponized against red pill content. And that's the annoying thing, is when somebody takes something from red pill and they try to twist it into something goofy because they don't know the origin of it, or they don't know how to explain it. And they just put it out there, and then some leftard is able to take it the way they presented it and then flip it, and it's like you said, like a gotcha moment. It's really,
they do it all the time.
Well, here's the thing, that's what they all do, right? If you look at if you look at any hit piece on this stuff, it's taking things out of context, it's bastardizing phrases, it's trying to infantilize women and their accountability. That's what it is, right? And the thing is
blatant lies too, Myron. Blatant lies
as well, right? So these people make blatant lies, right? And there's a bunch of commentary channels that do this, and that's why I'm saying, because what I've realized is this. I don't know if you guys have noticed, the commentary channels have band up together. When one person drops the hit piece, they all drop a hit piece in fucking tandem. It's like a domino effect. One person does, Anus Reach drop a video, then the next couple of idiots do all follow the same shit. That's what I'm saying. Look, we've all grown, right? You go back, 4 or 5 years? Having a Red Pill channel that was over 100,000 was unheard of. I'm looking at the channel right now. Everyone here has grown significantly. We got one over 1 million. We got several well over 100,000 closing in on 1 million. Obviously, with our increased reach on the different platforms, etc., that's going to come more scrutiny to the level where the fucking U.S. government is now involved. So what I'm saying is this: I think something that we did early on that works really well is guys need to put their fucking egos aside, and we need to start doing this shit at least once a month or twice a month, where we do panels like this, bring everyone together, combine all the audiences, and really work together and deal with what's going on in modern dating, what's going on with politics, what's going on with masculinity in general. Because
that's how a lot of guys are still guests here. That's going to turn into another kerfuffle, because you're going to have a whole bunch of weirdo dudes that's going to be locked outside of that y'all are not going to let on y'all panels, and now all of a sudden it's going to be their version of the manosphere versus yours. But And y'all know what I'm saying is true. So let's go.
Drastically just over the past couple of years, right? Things have changed
Yes, they have
drastically.
a lot.
And then real quick with what Mike said with Donald Trump coming in,
some-
Donald Trump signed an executive
another
order on day
weird
one
event to prove,
saying,
oh,
look,
we're going
the
at
government
Byron
is
and-
not going to be able to collude with social media companies to censor American
There we go.
citizens.
They
And it's-
require a warrant now. Yes, exactly right. They
the
have to
crazy
go
part-
to a judge. That's correct. Yes.
Yes, so this executive order bans them from doing that, but I find it absolutely incredible that the president of the United States had to sign a fucking executive order, a whole new administration had to come in to deal with the censorship bullshit. And then you got idiots on YouTube saying, oh, YouTube, the red pill's dead, blah, blah. No, it's not that the red pill is dead, it's that it's being suppressed significantly by platforms like YouTube, by platforms like Meta. Like we got nuked off of Meta back in March. All of our accounts gone, no explanation, right? We got demonetized on YouTube. A couple of guys here got demonetized on YouTube, or you guys have been shadow banned, etc. Like my thing is this: I think if we launch a forged front, right? Because we're already big, we're all big already. That's why these commentary channels talk about us. I think we just need to stand in unity though, and let guys know, like, look, we got a panel of guys. Everyone has different specialties, whether it's economic, dating, culture, masculine, holding frame, long-term relationships, etc. Academia, when we look at studies, etc. Like we are impenetrable together because every base is covered. All these liberal lefty losers that attacked RP, they always attack it from little side points, not knowing the facts or not knowing how well educated or how refined a lot of this stuff really is. So I think if we come together, right, we need to do this at least. And I'm willing to host it, or we can move it to channel, however you guys did it with Rule Zero or Red Man Group, whatever it may be. The point is that we all need to grow together and put this stuff out there because guys need it, man. I'm telling y'all, guys need it.
do.
Also, just real quick,
we can actually do this through StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard.
Let's do it through StreamYard. Yeah.
StreamYard. That way we can all blast this out. So we don't have to choose which channel. We can all blast it out on all of our channels.
And I'm
Go ahead, Sergey.
Yeah. Also, real quick,
great.
this whole topic is important, but we need to be smart about it because we have a community, each for ourselves, for our platforms. We need to bring it together. I propose we do an actual live event once a month, or maybe like once every 2 months, all together, either in Vegas, Miami. We bring all our communities together. And do
South
speeches.
Dakota.
I think now go very far.
For all 11 of you that live out there.
But let's go in there, Copy. Come on, man. But yeah, I think it's a good idea, man.
Vegas. Don't let them fool you.
Okay, last but certainly not least, Rolo. I mean, how do we fix the manosphere, man?
All right, I'm gonna read something here before I go too crazy. So this is actually was a handwritten note that was given to me by a mother. Okay?
Now let me tell y'all something too. If y'all go around the space and y'all watch other people commenting on this, okay? Because a lot of people they haven't been here long enough to really have that type of opinion on stuff like this. First of all the guys on the panel here, these are advanced manosphere cats. You know, you gotta really actually sit down and know what the hell you're talking about. Like, honestly, like, a lot of dudes are running around here talking about Rolo, but they never read his book. You know what I'm saying? Or any version of his book. You know, Rolo's book. Now, Rolo culture appropriated the red pill. He wasn't calling what he was doing red pill at the time, but then once he realized it, he said, okay, yeah, red pill. You know, and then just, you know, ran off with the red pill shit. But you got guys like Aaron Clary. Much respect to him. And you got to read some of their literature. Can't really get the same thing out of a podcast. You got to read some of their literature. So, and people will even say Donovan Sharp. These are advanced guys to go listen to. You know, they're not trying to argue every single they're not trying to argue every single tit for tat. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy part with these new cats in here, because they came in here off of talking points. So they're ready to argue tit for tat when they're really just men begging for an education in this shit. Why else would you hang around here? You know, they're just men begging for, and they don't even realize it. You know? So they want to argue with you for every little single thing. They want to, but this, but that. That's not true. You know, and then it's like, okay, this goes back to, you know, because you know the information. They don't. So immediately it should go back to, okay, this is like arguing with a woman. Let me not do this. I might as well broad stroke the knowledge instead of worrying about this one individual. You know, most people that they just disrupt class. Most people that will get it, they'll get it. You know, if it's being kicked, most people that will get it, they will get it. But other people, and there's nothing wrong with somebody asking a good question. So don't think that's what that is. But
I brought this out. I don't usually like to bring this one out because
you got to read books, you got to learn, you got to study, essentially.
Because it's really kind of personal, but I will. It seems like it's appropriate right now. I got this probably about 4 years ago.
Yeah, they're veterans, right?
It says, Rolo, I'm a mom of 3 grown boys. Most of my best friends have boys. Delivered your book to my best friend's son who was struggling with a breakup and depression. It saved his life in more ways than one. Since then, I have recommended your book to all of our sons and to arm them with the knowledge and the tools to succeed. Thank you for giving me my sons back. Sincere thanks. I won't here, but this was and like she actually had to hand this to me because like she was crying when she gave it to me, right? So this is like really personal to me. So the reason why I keep this in my notebook right here is because that's why I'm fucking doing this. That's why I'm fucking doing it. Okay, so when I was, everybody was saying, well, when Rolo was just sitting around, you know, typing out and having all these great conversations with these guys in the forum days, I didn't make any money off of this. I didn't show my face. I didn't have a podcast. I didn't have an audio thing. I didn't have jack fucking shit. All I did was talk about this, and all we did was have conversations about this, which then became essays that I wrote on the blog, which then became chapters in the book, and you guys know the rest of the history right here. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have had this conversation before, Donovan. In the CME, in the very first CME, we said exactly what we're saying right now. Not like almost is what we've been saying. We all need to come together and pool our strengths, you know, Wonder Twin powers activate, right? That's what we're trying to do, okay? And it didn't come together then. And then we tried it again, I don't know, in 2020 or 2021, something like that. I'm glad Myron and Fresh got their podcast off the ground. That was great. That was a big boon for everybody. So like when you know, rising tide lifts all boats, Fresh and Fit were the rising tide. Okay, I know that because it was myself and let's see who was Hotep Jesus and Aaron. We were the first ones on the show and in the infancy of the show, and I knew that you guys were onto something great, and you guys are still onto something great. And I think we can still sort of like, you know, dig this out from where we're at right now. I don't think the manosphere is dying. I don't think the manosphere is. I think we're changing. We always change. It has always fucking changed. In the 22 some odd years, I've seen it change probably 5 or 6 different times. Okay, but you know what hasn't changed? My reason for fucking doing this. I'm an ideas guy. I'm the guy that sits down here and I hash stuff out. I mean, Mike found me because I have a background in evolutionary psychology, so that was good. You know, Michael and I are like kindred spirits. So like we do really, in Mike, I see a lot of Pat Campbell in there. And I'm not trying to stroke his ego or anything, but like I think that's why we work so good, so well together. That's why Myron and Fresh work really well together, because they're kindred spirits. So they know they can finish each other's fucking sentences. Okay, so I think what we really need to do is, if we're going to do this, I'm all for it. If you guys want to do a monthly meetup or however it works out, I just to sort of check in and make sure everybody's got.
I'm all in.
And I hate to use this term, but like it's almost as if we need some sort of gatekeeping right here. We need some checks and balances in all of this, because what happens here, and I'm guilty of this just as much as anybody else, is that we become our fucking personas. Okay, I am
personality. You say it all the time.
I don't know if you guys know.
Let me tell y'all something. I think they waited, and I think they waited and said, I think they all agreed that they would bring Angry Man in, because Angry Man would technically fit under the Red Men. You understand what I'm saying? So I think they all agreed that they would bring Angry Man in. You know, and he's reached that point, so let's go.
But Rolo Tomasi is not actually my real name, so I guess I better quit.
Wait, what?
Sharp, it's not his real name. Mike's real name is actually.
You picked up on that too, Wolf?
His mom didn't name him Fresh when he came out of the womb. I don't know if you know that. No. But Myron's not his real name. Those are our online personas.
You guys have been lying to me this entire time.
Aaron is the only. It's because you're the oldest.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna finish this off here. Is like the reason I do this, it's nice to be paid. It's nice to have the money. It's nice to be appreciated. It's
Wait,
nice
hold up.
it's nice to be able to
Question.
walk through a casino and have 4 or 5
Yeah.
people identify me as Royal Tomasi.
Is DJ Kuda your real name? Or is that your online persona?
That's my shtick, man. I guess you could say it becomes your shtick.
Word.
But
Wait,
I'm known as.
Like, is Kuda like what does Kuda come from? Like, what's the? I always would wonder what it came from.
Barracuda.
Oh, Barracuda. Oh, okay, got you. Okay, and then
Yeah, it's not a shtick though. I was DJing. It's a long story. I'm not. I don't. I'll probably do it on the next show. I'll run down that whole history. You know, or
Gotcha.
when you when we interview, I got you. You know, I can
Got
run
you,
all
got
that
you.
down. Yeah, I kind of didn't expect that question, but yeah.
yeah, it was out of the no, because he's saying that Myron is not his real name. I'm like, Myron's not Myron's real name.
I never said Myron is Myron's real name. I never said that. I
No,
just
not
saying
you.
that.
Rolo Tomasi was saying that.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess I don't know. You know, everything becomes a shtick. Even if you use your real name, it becomes a shtick. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We know a whole bunch of people with the same name. We know a whole bunch of people named Michael and Jordan. But when you say Michael Jordan, you know what the hell they talking about.
A
You know what I'm
fact.
saying?
Or Dave, the rapper.
Yeah. That's why too. They say when you're starting a business, you know, man, listen, y'all speaking of Rumble, man, y'all should have been tuned into the conversation me and LT man was having, man. Man, that was legendary. Shouts to my brother LT man. You know, make sure you guys head over to hempforfitness.com. That's hempforfitness.com. I'm telling you, man, it's like we were dropping gems. We were talking about, how they don't, it's not a good idea to use your name, you know what I'm saying, as a business. You know what I'm saying? Because people, that's your livelihood, you
That's a
know?
fact.
Yeah.
You gotta come up
So
with like an online presence.
yeah. And then even too, when you get a bookkeeper, you want to be classified as a worker. So, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to use, you don't want to put your name on stuff. That's kind of old school business. New school business, I wouldn't say you want to conceal everything, but you want to just be smart about, what you're doing, even on back end purposes, you know. That's why you go on YouTube, you have these people that got these videos that's like, man, why I regret doing this, or why, this is not a good idea, in the long run they find out,
You think of Angry
But
Man?
It's trendy, like
Yeah,
when Angry Man was
exactly.
saying, when Angry Man was saying that people gotta go, there's like 4 or 5 different versions of white Angry Mans, and white people try to take the shit too, but it's like in their manosphere, but it's like you gotta go out of your way not to know who Angry Man is. And he said that, and I'm like, that is kind of true. At some point, he gonna pop up on your timeline, and it rang true when he started doing shorts,
It's a fact. That's how I discovered Angry Man. It's through the shorts.
Yeah. Johnny MGTOW was the white Angry Man. Yeah, there's a lot of them. And then it comes from a part of like a time on the internet too, where you had like Angry Dad and stuff like that, and like old school reaction videos, like videos that came off of Vine and shit. All of these shows are taken from the Manosphere. The Pop the Balloon show, taken from the Manosphere. All of Kendra G's show, stolen from the Manosphere. Y'all saw her at the Super Bowl fixing the wig. That shit was crazy, man.
It's fucking awesome, right? It's nice to be able to go out and do Babes in Toyland. It's nice to be able to do all that stuff. It's nice to make a lot of money at this. I have moved to Vegas. I've absolutely changed my life as according to my persona. But we need to remember that there's a man behind the persona, and we need to remember that our brand is not who we are. Okay, so like when we are talking, I want to talk to the man. I don't want to talk to the brand. Okay, especially when if we're going to be real with each other, then we better be fucking real with each other. So, you know, for all the times that we've been talking about how we need to sort of unite the tribes and everything like that, I 100% agree with that. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And so,
hello, tripping. Ain't nobody about to run around and get no goddamn vasectomy. Get out your damn mind. Coitus interruptus.
When we start becoming more about its business rather than it's what we're doing, like why are we doing this business in the first place? Mike's got Men of Action, and I've seen it's the only business, or it's the only group of guys that I have personally endorsed, and the reason why is because it's ground up. It's not top down. It's like, hey, we're going to save the world, and then all these guys are going to be okay. No, it's each one tell one. That's why I got behind what he was doing, and because it was on point and it was on message. And I think if there's one thing that will sort of keep us divided, it's losing the fucking plot. It's losing the narrative. It's not about this. It's not about this note anymore. It becomes about like, well, you know, it's just business as usual. You know, we need to get more people to watch the show. We need more eyes on the screen. We need more CTR. We need more impressions. We need more of this. It's not going to make any difference unless we're actually doing it for a real person. We got to be genuine. We have to be fucking authentic about the message that we have, because as soon as we lose that, all we're about is just the brand again. And then we just become our personas. Then we become Ziggy Stardust, right? We become this plastic, you know, toy. We become this action figure that has nothing inside of it. It's just fucking a Ken doll. And I don't want that to be the future for anything that I've done. I know that
Jesus Christ, this man is fucking long-winded. What he's trying to say, y'all, is that you go back blue pill. You go back blue pill. You go back blue pill. That's all that happens. Or maybe black pill. You never know. Choice is yours. We need at least 5 contributors to reach today's show goal. Please show the show some love. Happy Valentine's Day. 50% off day. Go get the chocolate that you didn't get yesterday, and you know, yeah. You can either go red pill or you can go black. I mean, you can either go blue pill or you can go black pill. But he's talking about losing people and going blue pill.
Other than Aaron here, I think I'm probably the oldest guy in the whole group here. I'm not going to be around forever. And I'm hoping that the legacy that I leave and the dent that I leave in the universe is going to be more about my books and more about the message and more about saving, you know, mothers' sons than it is going to be about how much, you know, what my market share was before I left, after how much money I had in the bank. When Kevin Samuels died, you know how much money he had in the bank? $4.5 million fucking dollars. Did nothing with it. Had no further impact beyond that. And could have had more than that. You have to stay on fucking point, because if we don't stay on point, we're all going to go our own separate ways, and we're all going to be our own separate fucking brands. And if that's the case,
and that's another thing too. Why they kind of somewhat cut off Angry Man. They were like, Angry Man was hating on my bro Kevin Samuels. That's crazy.
We're just going to do the same thing we did right after the CME and just go, everybody, hey, yeah, unity, great, awesome, you know, solidarity, but we didn't do jack shit. So if we want to keep doing this and we want to have some sort of, you know, union, or we want to have some sort of cohesion together, I'm all about that. If you want to do special events, if you want to do them in Vegas or South Dakota, or wherever you want to fucking do them, I'm all about that. But we have to make sure that the message is the number one thing, because I don't care how many haters come at us. I mean, it's great to have this, you know, united front and be able to defend against stuff like that, but it's only worth it if we're all on point and that's the reason that we're doing this. So if that's the case, then I'm ready to go.
Rolo, I want to add something to what you said. Because you mentioned, you know, Kevin Samuels, and then Donovan and Angry Man were talking about the Black Manosphere before. One thing, right? And I really dislike to even say this, but the truth is the truth, and I kind of had to say it. The reason why the Black Manosphere died, right? is simply because Kevin Samuels didn't put his people on. Just gonna be honest about it. He became famous. He blew up. He didn't, extend.
When the fuck did Myron start talking like this, man? God damn. Telling the truth, though. But honestly, Kevin got to get his foot in the door first. Niggas want him to put them on in the first year. Like, God damn, let me get in.
The ladder back and put.
If you guys are entertained, please hit the like button, double tap the screen. Let's go.
This guy's on, and it died. That's just what happened. Once he got into into the mainstream, he didn't bring anybody up with him, and that's the cold hard truth. I hate to say that shit, but it's the truth. And for us,
I wonder who Myron listened to and got that from. Probably Angry Man or somebody in these spaces. I wonder, man. And like I said, I like Myron. I like Fresh. Just imagine being irritated for years, though.
Adopt a little bit of different mindset where we're going to blow up and we're going to bring everybody up that came alongside us. And I've seen, everyone go off on their own and, build really successful independent
Okay,
channels.
but hold on.
Well
Hold on. I'm going to say this.
Hold
on, I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this realistically. But now that you got on some shit like this, he didn't put his people on. We're going to have to start seeing people in the space getting put on then. Because that's the part that threw me for a whirlwind. How this space gets bitten off so much. And everybody act like it doesn't even exist. They acted like it never even existed. Like it just, oh my God, I just found it. So we should start seeing a bunch of people that you guys should know getting put on. I'm not gonna lie. If anything, this is just another way to capitalize off of the nigga shit that they got going on in the manosphere. Well, stay tuned. I got y'all. I know what's up.
That was unheard of in the manosphere, right? So I think from this point forward, right, sticking together and doing periodic podcasts like this where guys are able to comment on culture.
Because people are missing out. People are missing out on the bag, not capitalizing off the fuckery like it could be,
current events, etc. Because things are changing rapidly. Every year, something new is going on.
Don't be surprised if Fresh and never mind.
Right? 2020, it was a TikTok boom. 2021, it was a pandemic and dealing with that. 2022, oh shit, Trump is gonna run again.
Never mind.
Every year, there's like a new thing going on. And the thing is with the Red Pill, it's not just women. It's the truth in general, right? You can apply it to so many different endeavors. So, that's what I noticed was, the one thing on the Kevin Samuels legacy that I wish he did was put on his people. And he simply didn't. He simply didn't. It's just the truth and it sucks. Maybe he didn't have enough time. Maybe that was the plan before he passed away.
Then you got a group of people that would say that's not true because Obsidian would say, hey, he promoted my book. He promoted my book. So
I know that he had something going on, but what I will say is when he did those Nicki Minaj collabs, when he did those big events, there was no shout out to anybody from the sphere. And it kills me because like a guy like Donovan Sharp platformed him like 80 times and he never shouted him out. And I always was like, what the hell? Right? And I was like,
and he probably just found out Angry Man's connection to Kevin Samuels. He probably wanted Angry Man to speak up about it.
We're not going to do that. So I think, we absolutely need to stand united and do periodic shows like this.
One of the things that I just want to, I'll get to you in just a second, Mike. But one of the things I really need to emphasize here is that we wouldn't, Aaron Clary of all people and myself would not be on a DHS terrorist watch list if what we were saying wasn't threatening to them. If it wasn't that important for them to go and funnel money through an NGO diverting hate to divert our traffic, divert your traffic too, by the way. You guys were on that list. Pearl was on that list. Aaron was on that list.
Modern Life wasn't.
Was
right?
on that.
He didn't make that.
He's not on the most wanted list.
Like
MTR was on that list, right? All these people who are on this list, it's like, and I need to stress the point that it's not the people who are on the list, it's the fucking message. It's the message that we're putting out there. They don't, you know, why they want to do is not necessarily take away your subs. They're shadow banning us. They're not even shadow banning us. They're overtly banning us. I don't know if Aaron has told you this, but we've had this conversation before. He's like, have you seen your subs go down? I'm like, my subs have flatlined. His super chats have flatlined. Everything has flatlined for the last year because of this, and still is, as far as I know. But the reason why we are on that list is because the message is what is threatening to them. They want to destroy the message. They want to destroy the messengers. The reason why they didn't focus on you guys and Pearl was because you were already demonetized. You weren't a threat at that point, because the only way they can destroy us is financially and monetarily.
No, we've lost subs too, man. It's like there's been, and here's the thing, it's with everyone in this genre. I've noticed this, right? Like, luckily for us, we've been like, you know, kind of saw this coming. We've been building on Rumble. We've been prioritizing Rumble, but YouTube, absolutely. If you're on that DHS list, you know, they absolutely have done something to whether fuck you up in the algorithm, on the viewership. If people that are subscribed to us even tell us, yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel, they automatically unsubscribe me, or I don't even know when you're live. It's crazy, dude.
Let me. Mike, I want to say something real quick before we go on. As far as Black Manosphere is concerned, I want to pull up some stats here. So I want to let you guys know that the work we all did, me as a Hispanic man, you guys as African Americans, the work we all did from like say 2019 all the way up into the election, it mattered for something. Okay, the Harris campaign. Traditionally, African Americans vote in massive blocks in Democrats. They lost 10%. Guys, the number of African Americans that voted Republican I'm going to compare 2020 to 2024. It went up to 20% from 13%. Consider all the fucking messaging that they've had. Dude, 41% of Hispanics from 35% started voting Republican. The number of African American men under the age of 50 that voted Republican was 30%. When you consider how for the last 70 years, how it has been ingrained for African Americans to vote Democrat, how incredible some of these numbers are.
He's like astonished, and we know this already.
What we did for 5 years fucking worked. It did work, because what we finally did was took minorities, Asian, Indian, Hispanic, Black minorities who had been brainwashed into voting Democrat for 70, 80 years, ever since the Dixiecrats. Finally, for the first time, when they saw the Harris campaign put Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion out there at a fucking strippers, up there at a fucking political rally. Finally, African-American men, white men, black men said, that's not what I want in a wife. That is not the campaign I want to support.
What is
it
he
used
talking
to be
about?
that Democrats were the party of the disenfranchised. Now the
Bro, you're new here. What are you talking about?
We're the disenfranchised. And so because of that, when you keep...
Bro, this dude is new. He's new here. He's right, but what the hell is he talking about? Dudes wasn't saying I can't have that as a wife. We've been talking about that. That's why they're on stage. We wasn't thinking about no damn marriage during no campaign. God damn.
Showing when I'm listening to Jennifer Lopez at a Democrat rally crying about the scary orange man, bitch, why didn't you tell us about P. Diddy while you were sitting there fucking with her before you started telling me about Donald Trump? When I'm sitting there, Jennifer Lopez makes a movie about strippers robbing men. I'm sitting there watching Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B talking about robbing men when she was a stripper, and you put her up. You put her up at your Democrat rally. That's what you want. Finally, men woke up, and it didn't matter what color they were. They wanted a good woman, and there were two political parties.
Women still won. We did a good job with the little 21% of men that we had, but women still won. Black men voted for. Listen, 80% of black men voted for Kamala, bro. We got work to do, bro. 80% of niggas voted for Kamala. And it ain't even about swaying no dude's vote. Y'all gotta understand when they put a jacket on you. Oh well, it's y'all. It's like, well, shit, fuck it. That nigga can vote for whoever he want. Little do y'all know, there was a bunch of niggas that wanted to vote for Kamala in the Manosphere. Nothing wrong with that. I'm like, see, that's why we need to not talk about politics like that, because if somebody can categorize you, they can categorize you. You know, the Manosphere should be uncategorized because you got Christians here, you got, you know, Muslims here, you got all kinds of walks of people here. And that's the thing about men. We live and let live. Hopefully.
And one of them was like, how about traditional conservatism, masculinity, and Christianity, or whatever religion you believe in, Islam, whatever. How about we support this idea versus the other one?
I see what you're saying. Well,
like, let's just promote super high body counts and like unlimited abortion. And so we got to that point, and finally, I just want to say the work we did, it worked. I don't care what anyone says. Black men under 50, twice as many of them voting Republican. You don't think all the YouTube stuff we did had something to do with that? You're out of your mind. That's why it happened. And so that was a huge, and I made the prediction before the election that massive numbers of African-American and Hispanic men were going to switch their vote from Democrat to Republican. And that's what happened. And that's why the president won by 6-7 million votes.
Yeah. And that's what goes back to what I said, you know, your boos mean nothing to me. I've seen what you cheer for. You cheer for Lizzo. You cheer for Cardi B. You cheer for Megan Thee Stallion. And it's going back to, I think what Rolo said was right. We definitely need a gatekeeping situation with the Manosphere, because the Manosphere and all these content creators has kind of become like cryptocurrency. And all of these new channels are like useless little meme coins that are diverting away and making people hate the Manosphere in general, because they just have this very, very, very bad overall messaging that they're just trying to make money from it. That's the only thing they're trying to do. And I have a name I'd like to propose. I think Angry Man and Aaron would understand. Actually, all these guys would probably understand it. But we need to call it the National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood. No ma'am from the Married with Children. We need to bring no ma'am.
That's funny.
Aaron remembered.
Is everything okay?
Donovan's his laptop died. So
let me throw one overarching point in here that I think is very important. I don't think you have to worry about the red pill going away, and the reason why is that as long as there's a male sex drive and they're lying about the sexes, there will always be a call for the red pill. It's not going away. They've tried it. That's why they're afraid of the message that we're sending out there. But, you know, when men start getting laid and men and women are happy together again, then there won't be a need for us, because we'll be telling the truth about the sexes. But until you keep promoting this, frankly, feminist Marxist bullshit, where it's fun and fashionable to hate men and men are the oppressors, there will always be a red pill. And then you're fighting human nature. So I'm not worried about it going away. Really worried about your legacy. It's ensconced. It's chiseled in stone. And what guarantees it is that it's male nature. I'm sorry, we like you girls too much. So as long as that's here, there will always be. And I wish for the day we wouldn't need it. You know, like after they won World War II, the soldiers weren't like, well, let's stick around. They couldn't wait to go back home. I kind of like to get back to being an economist or some kind of something else. But until that point in time, and I hope any government people or normies out there are listening, keep lying. Yeah. Then we will never go away as long as you keep lying. Men's sex drive is not negotiable. You adapt because it's reality. And good luck in trying anything else.
Yeah, and the future of social media, if you've been studying blockchain, if you study people like Anton Antonopoulos, you know, we're going to get to a point where we're no longer in need of these big companies.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They study people.
Like YouTube and TikTok, where we are literally slaves to their algorithm. Rolo is right. We have, ever since Andrew Tate got arrested in 2022 and then Fresh and Fit got demonetized, all viewership has been down across the board, flat or declining. Monetizations have been taken away or minimalized. Super chats as well. And again, I look at that as a sign of we're winning. Like, they don't attack people who pose no threat. Like, the military doesn't divert troops to a peaceful area to like, oh, these peaceful people are a threat. They attack a threat, and we're a threat to their the role calls the gynocentric social order, right? That's the threat that we are attacking. But again, Buddha said it. 3 things always come out.
All right, hold on.
Out the sun, the moon, and the truth. I'm optimistic for the future. I think the worst days.
You know what else always comes out? Big Mo.
I think the worst days of attack and stuff are behind us, and I really don't think I think we've actually won the war. Like what Sartain said, like what happened with Trump, like it was us leading the charge, all of us. It wasn't people like
you caught on to that, Wolf.
The Better Man podcast or whatever. I don't even watch this trash. I don't have any shitty reference points, but it was us who laid the foundation, and we're going to continue to lay the foundation. This is just the beginning. They had to lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate, and
we're still here.
Lost.
And we're still here, bro.
Still
Just
lost,
consider
exactly.
how many of us that are here watching this right now, bro, and your government unquestionably doesn't want you to watch us. And we're still here. Like, there's no doubt about this. We can show you. The DHS had $70 million set aside for this fucking nonsense, and we can show it to you. Again, guys, go check out Rollo and me doing the Justin Baldani reaction video we did. We go over step by step what your government did to keep you from watching stuff like this. And there's still 3,200 people watching us right now, in spite of all of that. In spite of all of that we still won.
I want to point out something very important. I know you guys make fun of South Dakota. Do you know who's in charge of Department of Health, Department of Homeland Security now?
Christy Noem, your governor.
Christy Noem, my governor of South Dakota. So you all better be watching what you say about South Dakota and cattle and all that other stuff.
Oh, well, none of us are illegal, so we're fine.
All right, Gabby.
Yeah.
By the way, Donovan's laptop died. That's why he's not here right now.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah. But I think if we just keep doing what we're doing right now, time will pass. I think Trump definitely is going to be on our side for free speech. An example of these platforms, we can do pretty well and come back to where we used to be.
Yeah, I mean, like that whole DHS endeavor is literally illegal now. So we'll see. Hopefully YouTube switches their thing, because the thing is, even though I hate the YouTube, I understand that it's a necessary evil to get people to find you.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
It's a search engine. So I think that was Rollo. So the thing is that you gotta find the people via TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, these bot apps, and then obviously bring them to somewhere where you can talk openly, whether it's a paywall, Rumble,
What's going on, Ghostman Kang? Shout outs to you, player. He said, I've said it before. Red Pill should have never gone mainstream. Yeah, man. Shout outs to Ghostman Kang. Yeah.
Don't you think that's inevitable though, when it comes to these types of content, or content in general? It's gonna get put in the hands of many people, and then people are gonna make their own version of it.
Yeah, but that's kind of why I don't care about going viral. I mean, Red Pill is it's locker room talk,
Facts.
It's locker room talk. That's all it is.
HR, whatever it may be. But the point is that, I think it's very important that we need to reach more guys, because over the past couple of years under the Biden administration, there's no doubt about it, they've stifled all of us.
Yes.
And in 2025, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're gonna fucking take over. I'm going live every single day on my channel doing political commentary. I want to go ahead and bring you guys as I rise up with me, and we're gonna bring everybody up together in this space, because guys need this shit, whether it's the money through someone like Aaron Clary, who could teach guys how to be more economical. It could be Roll Tomasi referencing the academia alongside Sartain. It could be Angry Man, who's able to touch the urban community and let them know that you got to stop being dumbass niggas. It could be John, who understands the sexual marketplace on a world level. Donovan Sharp, who's a great a speaker. Some other guys in the Red Pill that we want to bring in as well, where we have these discussions. And it could be, everyone go live on their channel. I don't give a fuck about views. I just wanted to get the most reach possible. Everyone,
hi, new, be safe, bro.
Big ass fucking broadcast once or twice a month. I think the people will love it. I think it'll show unity, and most importantly, you'll be able to have all these minds together. And I think that's critical. We need to do this all 2025. People got to put their fucking egos aside, and I think it's on us as Fresh and Fit, the biggest Red Pill YouTube channel right now on YouTube. We need to unite everybody. It's our responsibility. We're going to bring as many guys to the table as possible and everyone grow together, and we get this message out, because we've been suppressed for 4 fucking years under the Biden administration. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of these stupid ass YouTubers saying this dumb shit about, oh, this dead, blah, blah, blah.
They fell off.
There's literally legislation, paperwork where, just like Sartain said, they spent $61 million to suppress this information. Why? Because a guy that understands his value is the most dangerous thing that can happen to a cucked out fucking economy. There's your paper right there.
Guys,
for those that don't believe me.
It is. The Department of Homeland Security made this. This is not diverting hate, misogynistic extremism, the manosphere. This is a document by the federal government saying the word manosphere. This is not me. I'm not sitting there crying wolf. Watch the video where Rollo and I take this apart piece by piece.
There was a congressional meeting on
diverting
this
our
too,
fucking
Mike.
traffic.
Mike, they had a whole congressional meeting on this shit as well, saying how it's dangerous. And again, the reason why it's dangerous, guys, because a man that has value and understands his value is very dangerous, okay? Women aren't going to be able to manipulate him. He's not going to be a simp spending a bunch of money on stupid industries that don't benefit him.
V-Day.
Like Valentine's Day, which is why we want to have this podcast on Valentine's Day. A guy that is aware of his value is extremely dangerous. So that's why they do this bullshit. That's why you have these idiots. That's why they go ahead and push idiots like Anus and Reach, Moist Critical, Philion, all these different channels that talk shit about the manosphere, all these different liberal left-leaning channels that talk shit about masculinity, becoming a better man, self-improvement. They push those channels because they want to keep you poor. They want to keep you fat. They want to keep you stupid. They want to keep you sitting there wasting time on YouTube getting mindless fucking entertainment. They want to keep you watching sports. They don't want you to self-improve, because if you self-improve, you're going to realize that you're living in a fucking dumbass matrix. You're fat, poor, lazy. That's why women don't want you. And if you wake up and you actually do what you need to fucking do, guess what? They can't make money off of you. Yeah. That's why they don't want you guys knowing this fucking information is dangerous.
Also, they were mad that Myron left the actual, government as well.
They might be mad about that too.
They're like, let's get this nigga right now.
Yeah, maybe they, yeah.
But guys, we got to do after hours with the girls right now. Let's do the outros as well as the chats, and then we'll head out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna be able to find you guys, and I'm gonna coordinate with you guys behind the scenes that we're gonna start doing this. I'm telling you, I'm committing to this at least once or twice a month. We need to do this shit.
Oh, one more thing, community as well. Speaking of community, we got an event this Saturday actually in Miami for guys that want to network, learn how to be a better man, how to make money. And
all of you guys are invited if you want to come, by the way, to this mastermind. All you guys,
we're gonna do a
promo your stuff.
Introduction with a meet and greet from 11 to 1 in Miami here in Brickell. Then we're gonna do as well a 2 to 8 p.m. Speech and engagement. And then from there, from 9 to around like 12, we're going to do an after party, yachts, drinks, girls, all that in between, guys. Tap into that. Links are going to be in your login for Castle Club Premium and as well locals. Cool. But yeah, I guess Cappy, you can lead off for your outro, and then Sartain, MLD, Angry Man, and then Rollo.
Okay, just my outro. You could find me, I guess, at assholeconsulting.com. Latest book that might be of interest, especially to Mike, a mathematician, would be A World Without Men, an analysis of an all-female economy. But more importantly to what we're talking about here, subscribe to all of our channels. If you guys could put our YouTube channels in there.
You can't see it, Aaron, but we have everyone's channels at the corner of their picture.
If your audience got 3,000 people tuning in, I just, and not because I want more subscribers, of course I want more subscribers, but I just want to see what the hell's going on with YouTube right now. Yeah. If you could subscribe to that and everyone else here, that would, I'm just curious if I'm going to be hardlined at 127. And if it doesn't go above 127, then we know for a fact something's going on. But otherwise, yeah, that's basically it. You can find me at my channel and find out a ton of the stuff I have done written. Oh, and I officially have published my book. That means I have written more books than I have
They don't
read.
like Aaron
so
Clary.
I've written more books than I have read. And
he slept
I'll tell you
on
guys
too.
about that later.
Awesome. Good stuff, Aaron. Michael.
Yeah, guys, if you've ever been in discussions like the ones we're having now with people who don't think the same way you do, and you have trouble, like a lot of times you know what you're saying is true, but you don't know how to back it up statistically or with data, come check out my channel. Go to Michael Sartain on YouTube. This is what I specialize in. I'm going to give you the actual data, evolutionary psychology studies, and studies from the U.S. Census data and different places like that, showing that the crisis in dating is real, the crisis in the economy is real, all these different things that we're discussing. We have logical reasons for why these things are coming. Also, if you guys, the other thing I teach is social circle. I'm probably the #1 social circle coach in the world. If you guys want to learn more about social circle, how to throw parties where there's like 7 guys, 7 girls for every guy, and just date a lot of beautiful women, I've got the receipts. You guys are welcome to check me out.
All right, yeah, we talk about social circle game and stuff like that on the channel. Shout outs to Myron and all of those guys, man. We talked about all of that stuff, you know. I keep telling y'all, if y'all can't find a wife, go through your social circle. You probably already met your wife already, you know. Stoic, you there? What's going on, man? News said they're gonna make money off of you regardless at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
The people on top know how to use people as a utility, because what we are, and you can hear every day that dudes still want to be a workhorse. Yeah. He said Aaron got his ass handed to him when he talked about MGTOWs though. Yeah, he probably did. Like I said, a lot of these guys they come on and they just start going wild on the red pill, now realize, and then they're like, oh shit, I'm actually talking about the same thing. You know. This shit is goofy though at this point. You know, because like, who gonna be running this shit? He said it's some dudes that has a girlfriend. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They're somewhat necessary at this point, but the first sector that got to go is the fake black pill sector. Red pill people can't grow. You know, you grow. When you grow, if you grow in red pill, or if you understand the red pill, if you go a little bit further, you go black pill, which isn't bad.
You keep going depth on what black pill is, like your interpretation, and what is the fake black pill.
Black pill is nothing but enlightenment, good or bad. Enlightenment. I said it earlier in the show. It is so. Black pill is like not. Oh, I'm not about to. You know, it's not even. You're not gonna wonder or inquire about things. That's not. You know, black pill. What I'm saying is like, if a girl rejects you, okay, so what? You know, on to the next one. You know, it's not. You're not putting in the extra element. You're not putting in the extra emotions. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if she said yes, cool. If she says no, cool. You know, you're minimalist. You're minimalist with your life, you know, and how you're minimalist with your philosophy, how you look at things, you know. And to a certain degree, there is no good or bad. It just is. There's no good or bad. It just is. There's no, you know what I'm saying?
It looks like a realist.
There's no coincidence. It's eternity. It's eventually gonna happen. You know, it's for certain.
That kind of sounds like somebody who's like a realist. Like, you're not optimistic, but you're not pessimistic.
A realist will be a cute word for black pill, but black pill and realism is a little different. It does sound like a realist though, but.
And then who are like the fake black pills?
I ain't really gonna say no names today, but the people that's in the black pill sector, you know, you got like wheat waffles, you got whole math, you got a little bit of the base Plutos over there. I like base Pluto too. You know, it's just late for some of these cats. You know, they deep in that shit, and then sometimes they disappear because they fuck around and get a girlfriend. That's how easy it is out here. And they
So
audience will X them up.
Is black pill similar to like MGTOW, kind of?
No, but a lot of MGTOWs can be black pill, and and most MGTOWs assume that they're red pill, but a lot of them really aren't.
No, why?
And then MGTOW, you got MGTOWs, and then you got MGTOW monks, and then you got it's a whole tree of these niggas.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got SYSBM, You got back in the day, you got True Force Loneliness. Them the incel dudes. They all get wrapped into black pill, and a lot of them aren't black pill. And it's hard to be black pill in today's society. The coochie at least once a year will fall in your lap. At least once a year.
Yeah, exactly. So like, do black pills? Do they like? The reason why I make the MGTOW comparison, because you said something about once they get a girlfriend, they disappear. Are they trying to go their own way, where they're trying to abstain from women contact, or like, how's that element work?
Oh, they're just participating in the gender war. There really is no gender war. You can't fight who you're trying to fuck, and eventually
100%.
they have to hear those. They have to hear those words. They have to be able to accept that. That's why you gotta understand female nature and stuff like that. A lot of them don't understand female nature. A lot of women that think they understand female nature don't understand female nature, even though it's their nature. That's why a lot of women, sometimes it constricts them and sometimes it frees them. You know, it all depends on how you look at
It's
certain
more subconscious for women.
Yeah, a lot of people want to go back blue pill, or whatever they call it, whatever is their fancy word for it.
Okay. So all right. So like, what do you suggest men? Like, if you could find like, say, like 3 content creators where you kind of feel like you like their position when it comes to like,
Say what?
Like, what are 3 content creators that you like that kind of you think are beneficial that men follow outside of yourself? Because obviously there's DJ Kuda.
Like, what's the 3 content creators that I would recommend that dudes follow?
Yeah.
I would say the Rom Wills, Alaraja Currys, and I got a lot of people though, you know, because like I say, you can go to DS1, you can go to, you know, there's a lot of places. Honestly, I would just say the top 3 channels men should watch in YouTube are like car stuff or chess or something that's their interest. Watch like one Manosphere cat and then one dating coach.
Okay, so you're saying
that you agree
pick
with.
a hobby.
The man shit,
And
dating coach, and some Manosphere shit. That's the That's the perfect blend.
You're not like sucking specific people, but like a nice blend of different content.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, the shit is oversaturated with stupidity.
Yeah.
It's just oversaturated. That's the realest way to really get this shit. You listen to one dating coach, you listen to one Manosphere cat, and then you like something else. Like, you know, you go figure out how to put a box Chevy together or something, you know? Or, you know. But we're gonna do a part 2. I gotta get up out of here real quick. I gotta run and come right back. I gotta reach out to you, Stoic. You said you need those books. I'll send you those books again. Make sure you download them from what? But you gotta download them from website.
Yeah, I had the disappearing shit on for some reason. And then when I went back to read the second chapter, it was going, oh damn. So let me make sure I download it this time.
Yeah, download them from website and put them in your files and stuff. Because they're PDF files.
You see homie in the chat, in the group chat I put you in, they trying to tap in with you.
I need to get up in there. And I got you, Wolf. Shout outs to Black Wolf. Thank you everybody that hit the like button, supported the show. Yeah, I got you, bro. I just need to run and run this errand real quick and then come right back. All right. Shout outs to everybody here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, support the show. On air, off air, you support the show. Everywhere. It's Player Talk Radio. Peace.